What's good, family? Welcome to another episode of Trappin Tuesdays. Episode 91, Jose. All right. No. Start up. Hey. What's good, family? It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trapper. We live inside the trap. We got a live audience. That was it, Jose. That's what I forgot to say. That was the cue to them. We got a live audience tonight in the trap. Welcome to episode 91. There we go. Much better. So Jose, how you feel?
Amazing.
Why you got no socks on?
Gotta blame my lady. She said no socks.
I'm not letting you blame us for that. That is an individual. All right, man, so tonight's episode is going to be amazing. Jose, we got a lot to talk about. We had a real heavy week last week. Got some improvements this week. A lot of people scared, a lot of people panicked, so a lot of people made a whole bunch of money coming up. And we need to navigate our people through that. Remember, our goal is to help our people navigate through the markets, help them build legacy, have a blueprint, but most importantly, build wealth one share at a time. Jose, I got something to say right quick.
I be scared of those sometimes.
At this present moment, we are at a financial crossroad. And every decision that the people make moving forward leads them somewhere. No matter the detours, no matter the adversity, the freedom, the wealth, and the financial independence that they seek can be obtained, but first they have to make right decisions. Right decisions, Jose. And I came up with this word, Jose, that I think was really, really powerful. It was a term, and it was called financial development. Now, I don't know if that word or that term is out there, but it is the act of us making right decisions in the financial force field of our lives. I think what holds a lot of people back is they haven't been able to make consistent financial decisions that propel them forward, where most decisions they make actually hold them back. So if you ask the average person, what have they done with the last 10 times they've spent money? I can promise you 85% of those things either went to bills or something that held them back. So if 85% of the times you spend money, it is working against you, it is damn near impossible for you to become financially free because you are anchored to those financial decisions. Now, that may be a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. And so that brought me to the idea of, Jose, we are only as successful as our ability to identify our financial blind spots. We are only as successful as we are as having the ability to identify our financial blind spots. And I wrote this down, Jose. The catalyst that propels you to your goals faster than anything that you ever thought possible was your ability to consistently financially develop. So I think part of my financial development on my journey was the ability to look at money differently than most people. Somebody asked me yesterday, I was at this event with Terrica, and he said, Trap, can I ask you a question? I said, of course, that's what I'm here for. And he said, what is it that you think propelled you to where you are now? And I said, my ability to not be affected by money. And so he was like, man, I don't understand that. I said, the one thing that the streets really gave to me was a power that said, I already understood the losses that came with living that life. So when I got into this phase of my life, I realized that there were losses were so necessary. It was the only way. I remember telling Ashawn this. I said, the only way to make $1 million, you have to get comfortable with losing 100,000. The only way to make 100,000, you got to be comfortable with losing 10,000. The only way to make 10 million, you have to be comfortable with losing $1 million. So the only way to make 100 million, you have to be comfortable with losing $10 million. And the idea of that scares the crap out of most people. But I understood that the fear of losing said money was most people's financial blind spot. The fear of losing said money. So in most people's mind, you're like, yo, Trap, if I lose $1,000, I knew the hours, the wage, and the sacrifice that it took for me to make that. And so the fear of the unknown now becomes an insurmountable hurdle that most people can't overcome. How can you truly take advantage of a machine like the stock market if the number one fear you have supersedes the maximum potential of the machine? Yep, I like when Jose turned his face like that. Okay, so the number one fear that you have supersedes the maximum potential of the machine. All right, let me say that better, Jose. Your fear of losing money keeps you from printing money in the machine that is designed to print money. That's a little better, right? The fear of losing money keeps you from using the machine that was designed to print money. And if that is the fear, then that is a financial blind spot that you have to overcome. All right, let me go a little deeper with that one. You cannot learn to swim if the fear of drowning keeps you from getting in the pool. You cannot learn to swim. Right? You cannot play sports and be successful if you fear an injury. You cannot be a professional boxer if you're scared to get punched in the face. Maybe that's the one, Jose. Right? Like you can't, Mike Tyson said it, everybody got a plan until they what? Get punched in the face. All right. So for me, most of us have not identified our financial blind spots. So tonight, I need everybody to make a list of the financial blind spots that you have. But Trav, how can I truly identify a blind spot? Look in the mirror. It's easy. Because when you get in a car, Jose, what do? Okay, like, so this is how most accidents aren't prepared for. Because if we go back to the fundamentals of driving, you get in the car, you put your seatbelt on, and you do what? Adjust the mirrors. How many people actually do that? Most people do what? Get in the car, turn the key on, and go about their business. And they think about the seatbelt along the way. They think about the mirrors depending on the situation they put in. Come on, Jose. I don't think they hear me. I say you get in a car, you think the first turn, ignition. Next, see who texts. Third, the music. Dang, it ain't on the Wi-Fi. Let me plug in the auxiliary cord. All right, here we go. Moving. Seatbelt ain't never came on. It ain't never, let me adjust the mirror. I know I did it yesterday, but maybe I ain't do it yesterday. Matter of fact, I ain't adjust the mirror in 3 weeks. Matter of fact, I ain't adjust the mirror since I got the car. So now you're driving, and watch this. The car from behind hits, or something happens. But you could have avoided that if you did what? Fix the blind spots. Let me see where they are. Let me identify them. Because what yesterday's rule was, I got to do something else today. But what happens is we get comfortable with complacency, and complacency is the most dangerous thing in life. It's the most dangerous thing. Because we don't prepare for tomorrow thinking yesterday is going to be the same way as today was. Ooh. But they miss that. Every day brings on new opportunity, but also new adversity. You cannot have opportunity and disregard adversity. You cannot make $1 million and say, I will not lose 100,000. It is impossible. It's impossible. Trap, I want to be a millionaire. What's the plan? I don't know. I'm going to invest my way up. Okay, let's go a little further. Give me some details. Let me go a little further with this, Jose, because I like where I'm at right here. Watch this. You ever had a conversation with somebody, like, no, I'm not saying this against white people because I don't know if they have these conversations. I think they probably do. But if you go try to talk to a black person about a funeral, they don't want to talk about that. You got a will? Nah, I'm about to die today. What you talk about? What you gonna buy a plot? Boy, I'm about to die. I got a long life to live. I was just sitting in a room with Terica yesterday, brother. And a queen came up and said, my mom's passed. I have 2 properties, but my name isn't on it. I think it was on a deed. But it was so much, and I think it was on a deed, but she wasn't on a prop. It wasn't on like will to her, but she had siblings. So Terica was like, well, if she didn't will it directly to you, then all your brothers and sisters got the same rights that you got to it. And I sit back and I whispered and I said, damn, Mom's had the right intention. She had the right intention, but there was a financial blind spot because she didn't know the details on how to make sure that was specifically given to somebody. And one of the biggest things that happen when people pass away is everybody fighting for who getting what. That's a financial blind spot. So you can have all the visions and goals you want, but if you don't have processes, procedures, and systems, then that vision is just a dream. And we got a lot of people walking around with vivid dreams with no way to get to them. Man, they tripping. So how we plan to get there? So today I need us to sit down during the course of this show, because we're going to talk about some stuff tonight. But in the part of your mind, I want you to be thinking, what is my financial blind spot that I'm aware of right now? Because I believe we all talented enough to multitask. Right? I believe we all talented enough to listen to certain information. And I know I'm this person. I can be listening to something and then something hit me out the blue. I write it down like, damn, all right, cool. But I be intentional on the thing that I'm thinking of. So I want you to be intentional tonight, because tonight I want us to move the financial needle in our life. No more wishful thinking. I want us to know exactly what it is that we're going to adjust tonight or moving forward. Jose, we should have named tonight Move the Needle Tuesday. Yeah, we should have called tonight episode. Because I need you to move the needle tonight. For my audience who's here, thank you for coming, but I don't want you to leave here inspired. I don't want you to leave here motivated. I want you to leave here equipped. Because knowledge is good, but it's nothing without execution. A lot of us got knowledge. I'm going to be real with you. A lot of people in here way smarter than me, Jose. A lot of people here way smarter than me. The problem is, I'm relentless with execution. I don't need the I's dotted. I don't need the T's crossed. Man, I don't even need a sheet of paper sometimes. Because I am confident in my ability to figure something out. Matter of fact, Jose, I went to therapy. And the therapist told me something that was profound, Jose. I like therapy. I like it. I ain't there yet. He be in my business. But I like it because, Jose, it be personal things that we talk about, but I always transition it and translate it and milk it and mold it into why am I the way I am in business as well? Because business consumes me. And so he told me something, Jose. He said, you have to be able to distinguish trap from free. So in case y'all know who that is, my name when I was in the street. But all my people know. So we'll say Leon so y'all can know, right? Don't do that. And so I was like, what? And he said, Leon knows how to survive. You put him in any situation, he will always resort back to whatever it took for him to survive. But you're no longer surviving. You're no longer surviving. And so I need you to move that. And I need you to be Wall Street Trappin because he's a CEO. He understands what it takes. He can make great decisions without being in survival mode. The problem is you're trying to anchor down free, and live with Wall Street Trapper. And the problem is you need them both to live and thrive. But you have to be able, because when you lock him up, any opportunity that he gets to break free, he's going to cause chaos. He's going to be angry. He's going to be emotional. He's going to be disruptive. He's going to be defensive. He's going to be like that because that was the mindset and the emotion that propelled him to where he got to go. It was the world is against me mentality. And that also isolated you. It also is what isolated you. And so you go through the world isolated, thinking that's what helps you grow when truly that's what holds you back. He said, but Wall Street Trapper understands the dynamic of being diplomatic. He knows how to be CEO. He knows, like, free doesn't make investment decisions. Wall Street Trapper does. That's why the name came to you so easy. And I said, damn, that's good. I like that. It made sense to me, Jose. And then there was a way to balance. And the balance was allow the version of you that come from the streets to sit at the CEO table with you, because that version of you will alert you when need be alerted, but don't let that version of you make the decision. Because that version of you isn't equipped to be a CEO. That version of you is equipped to alert you. And I sat back and I said, hey, bro, I see why I pay you this much. Because he allowed me to identify a blind spot in my life. I thought the evolution of me required me to chain up the old version of me and start learning how to walk with the old version of me, because that version of me is also essential for this version of me. Man, y'all not listening. There's a version of you that you are trying to get away from. You're fighting it. All right, let me go a little further. The wealthy version of you is already in you. The millionaire, the multi-millionaire version of you is already there. The problem is you think you got to get away from the old version of you to get there. Even when it's good, I'm going to start to show off this one. The caterpillar is still in the butterfly when it soars. Okay, I'm finished. They missed it. Even though the caterpillar has to metamorphosize. Even though the caterpillar has to get in the cocoon and kill itself and be vulnerable, when it transforms into the butterfly, remnants of the caterpillar is still there because it's in its DNA. You can't escape it. You can't escape it. So the version of you that you're evolving into, the version of you that requires to be a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, because some of y'all already got it. I don't know nobody pockets, but it's in you already. But you don't have to leave the old version of you. You got to grow with it. And let that version of you come into the version that you are trying, or that you are evolving, or that you're being forced, or that you're being provoked to. But first we got to identify our financial blind spots so that we can become that millionaire, that first generation, that last name to an asset. In order for us to get there, we got to identify those financial blind spots. Welcome to episode 91. Let's go, Jose. Ashley, how you feel? Jose, I'm going to take a cup. Ain't no alcohol in it, but I'm going to just take a cup. Yeah. Pinky finger, yeah. That's what they told me. That's what they told me, you heard? They said, this is not Wall Street Trappin right here. I mean, this is Wall Street Trappin.
What's in it?
Water. I don't drink, dog.
You know how somebody hold a cup different than when there's a water and liquor?
All right, man. So how my people feeling in the chat? Let me holler at my people, man. We got Dante in the building. I see you. You got C. White, I see you. Shazam X, I see you. Rams, I see you. Hosea, I see you. Where you at, bro? KT, where Hosea at, bro? You supposed to be here. He talking about chat, I'm going to be at, he DMing me. I'm going to be at, I do it. See, he ain't quit the job yet. I know it, you hear me? Tori Simmons, I see you. Queen, Prudent Mom, I see you. Isaiah Thomas, I see you. Titus, Tax Pros, I see you. In my live audience, how y'all feel? All right, cool. Let's get into it. Jose, Tootie, you know we cannot start the show without our mantra.
And nobody know about her.
Save the money in my pocket. So, I'm going to tell y'all. So I told the people, told Jose to tell them, if anybody know the mantra by heart, I'm going to up the stake, Jose. For our next show, I'm going to up it to $500.
The next live show?
Whoever know the mantra by heart, you get $500. I want to see it. You know why I'm doing that? Because when we did the Atlanta show, it took me by surprise how many people really, I felt it in my spirit. I felt like it was like a Negro spiritual. All right, today, yo, I swear Tootie gonna come out here today. He gonna be on some shit. He gonna be like, hey, bro. All right, let's go, man. So, we gonna get this started. We got a nice show for y'all tonight, man. It's gonna be amazing. Let's get it, man. So, I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I'm more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break the chains of, y'all confusing me. I'm good. Today, I break all the chains that anchor me to my poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today, I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will a generation behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. And Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, 2 days. Let's get to it, man. We got a good show ahead of us tonight. Jose, we got a good show ahead of us tonight. Oh, let's shout LaShawna, y'all, because she the one put me on the spot. I said, El, when is the next show? She said, on the 23rd. I said, wait a minute. So she did this. She put this together real fast. So let's give LaShawna a round of applause, y'all. Give LaShawna a round of applause, y'all. All right, man, so let's get to it, Jose. We got a lot to talk about tonight. This is not a 3-hour show, dog. I'll be darned if it's a 3-hour show tonight. It's probably going to be a 3.5-hour show. Hope y'all don't be a little sleepy here. All right, let's get to our word on the street, man. We had an interesting week this week, Jose. So I had just did some homework, and I realized that last week, I guess we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it tonight. I'll talk about it. It ain't no big deal, because you don't be knowing what the hell I be talking about here with. You do sometime. All right, damn, Two, you want to go straight to the recession portfolio? God, show me the money. All right, cool. We'll go straight into our recession portfolio right quick. Let's get into it, Jose. All right, so first off, this is so Jose, the market is up. I was up 21%, but last week kind of punched me in my face. But I was all right with that. All right, I was all right with that. The market is up right now 10%. We up 17%, so we still beating the market by 7%, a little bit more, which is good. I appreciate it. Let's get it. Costco still printing money. I like Costco too, Jose, because they're now selling about $2 million in gold bars a day. So I always like businesses like this. You know why? Because the business model is super boring, right? And in situations like this with Costco, you have a brand that just knows. One of the things I love about this brand, Jose, is they will take on the front end, they'll take the loss on the front end to win on the back end. They'll take on a loss on the front end for selling hot dogs for the last 20 years for $1.55. If they use it for inflation, the hot dog will probably be $5 right now. But they take the loss on the front end for the hot dog to get you to buy the gold bars and everything else on the back end. Right? So I love that, right? And one of the things we're going to do a whiteboard moment tonight, Jose, and I want to talk about buying companies with strong fan bases. Consumers. I want to talk about this tonight, right? And I had this idea in my head. All right, so then we got Syntax. So this was a company I bought a couple weeks ago. I think it'll turn around as the year go on. I'm good with that. EME was a company I bought a couple weeks ago. They still going crazy. FICO, I'm just a raving fan about them because it doesn't matter if we're in a recession or if we are in a bull market. These are the people who are responsible for your credit score. I like to call that your adult report card, right? Eli Lilly, we still going strong. Meta, we still going strong. Tootie, what's the name of this company? Bro, Tootie said something today about the name of this company. Bro, I was crying laughing. That man said Navita. I said, who is that, dog? I said, you done heard me say this company for 18 months. I said, Tootie, what's this company? He said, you want us to cover the Navita up? I said, who that is, fam? What? He said, hey, man, get from back here. So PWR was a company we just added maybe like 4 weeks ago. VTRX is a company. This is a biopharmaceutical company. I bought this company because they have a drug that's about to come out that I think is going to be really good. It is in the biopharm sector. It is coming out with a drug that's been approved for non-addictive opioids. Yeah. So I bought it based on that. It's a company that has great fundamentals. These companies like this are highly volatile, but that's why I purchased it. I purchased it because the drug is in phase 3. So I talked about buying pharmaceutical companies that produce drugs. And if these companies, to get a drug to phase 3 is probably one of the hardest and most expensive things to do in that industry. And companies that are great at getting drugs to phase 3, that drug alone will add $58 billion to that company's bottom line, which is good. So the bottom line is after you take away revenue, that's profit-wise. So $58 billion, I see your bottom line with a drug that's already in phase 3. The only thing it's waiting on now is human trials. So once they get the human trials, it's going to be a go. But the risk in that is if it doesn't pass human trial, it's going to sink. So it's sink or swim. I feel real good about it. It was up. It goes up and down. I bought it at the beginning of the year. It was up like 14 grand on it last year. Y'all know I emptied this whole portfolio and started back up. So I like this company. Let's go a little further, Tootie. All right, show the other one first. Yep. All right. So last week we had, I wrote this down. And we're going to get into this tonight. So last week we had the NASDAQ. Y'all know what the NASDAQ is, right? Everybody say yeah? Yeah. All right, cool. No, say we Trappin. There we go. I forgot for a second. I've been around Jose too long. All right. So last week was the largest decline of the NASDAQ in 18 months. Right? We had 6 consecutive days of losses. I'm lying. 6 consecutive days of losses, which over a span of 6 weeks equaled 5 weeks of straight decline. Let me get that right for you. Now, even last year in October, we went through 8 weeks, but we didn't go through 8 straight weeks. Right? So from September, in October, in August, we had a winning week in between. So it was kind of like a pump fake. They call it like a dead cat bounce, like the market falling down, it'll bounce back up. I just say the re-rock happened. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge me. So we had 6 straight weeks of losses, worst since 2022. The problem with that is 5 straight weeks of losses and 6 straight days of losses is enough to scare anybody that isn't financially mature. It'll scare you out of position. Right? It'll shift you out of position. So what I did was, in the Patreon group, I did something that was real dope because I know they was having a heart attack. I always know that I got to talk to them a little bit more. Right? And I always know that I got to talk to them a little. I got to be a therapist in a way. So I'm always encouraging them. So what I did was I went in and I said, all right, y'all. I sold 3 companies. I sold Eli Lilly and I sold one of my big NVIDIA plays because I knew I needed more capital to take advantage of what was happening. Right? So I was up like 85% on the NVIDIA play still, which was really good. And I was up 400% on the NVIDIA play. I had a play I was trying to make. My goal on that play was to make $1 million. But over 6 weeks, it navigated. And then over those last 6 days, it went from being up 500 and something thousand to like 390,000, right? So I was like, all right, I need this bread. Now, in most cases, I would probably sell half the position, keep half the position. But because the play was up 300 and something thousand and it cost me 170,000, in total I had about $500,000 that if I sold it, I would be liquid. Plus the Eli Lilly play was up about 700 or something thousand. I mean about 73,000, maybe 100,000. So in total, by the time I sold them 2 plays and I cashed out on the SMH play, I wound up having $1 million liquid. All right, please don't judge me for speaking that big, but I try to push y'all to play big. I don't want to push y'all to play small. My goal is to stretch you financially. I need you to see certain numbers so you can know it's attainable. I understand that if I keep playing small, you're going to play small. But I also understand if I keep playing big, you're going to play big. Prime example, KT, can you stand up for a second? All right. So it's my guy right here, right? I know he got a little clique he with, you feel me? They gangster, right? It's him, Jose, and what's the other homie name? Jason. They play the game. They don't play the game with the same bread I play with, but they play the game with the same mentality I have. And I know ultimately they'll get to what I have. They'll probably surpass me. Well, I ain't gonna let them surpass me. I know they coming though. They like a pack of wild dogs, which I love. KT, when you saw the market decline for 6 days, now I don't know what he did. I have no idea. I'm asking him off the top of my head. When you saw the market decline for 6 days, what did you do?
Well, the first thing I did was identify why.
Okay.
And I told my group we were going to pivot.
Okay.
We did take something out.
Okay.
So one thing we did take some money off the table.
Okay.
But I told them, I looked at from 1966, looked like this year. So we went back and compared, okay, what was the things in 1966 that are lined up with right now? 1966, we had a Vietnam War. we had rising inflation, and we had high interest rates. We got that now. And we ain't got the Vietnam War. We got Iran, we got Russia, Ukraine, we had the Taiwan thing, and we got rising inflation, we got rising interest rates. So I'm like, all right, cool. They say back in 1966, government spending in defense like surpassed tremendously due to all the wars. I'm like, all right, bet. We gonna go to defense, y'all. So we got in a Lockheed Martin play, and we got into the GE, we got into General Dynamics. I say, listen, y'all, I say everything I get right now, we're gonna take advantage of this. We're gonna leave with that, take the proceeds from those plays, and we're gonna buy longer outdate Meta, Amazon, and Google plays, because we're gonna get them at a discount because don't nobody want them right now. That's how we're gonna play the game.
Clap your hand for that. So let me ask you a question. Are those plays up right now?
Yeah, so the General Dynamics, I think we up like 12%. I think we down in the Lockheed Martin right now. I know we down in the Meta. I kept the Google play too. Okay. So, and I think we up on the Google though. Again, Google went crazy today.
Yep, they did.
Yeah. So
and the GE play, right?
Yeah, and the GE play.
GE play.
Yeah.
That was up $10.
We sold that GE play like twice.
Sold it
we
twice.
had got like one guy did like 234% in 3 days.
Right, quick.
I got like 107% return on it, and like I said, we sold that about 2 times.
Let's clap for that, y'all. All right, you can get it, Jose. You can get it. So I understood that. I appreciate you, brother. Now I didn't ask him. I had no idea what he did. I just understand how he played the game because he studies me so much. People send me his page all the time. They be like, bro, this dude sounds just like you. I look at it, I'm like, nah, he good, bro. Like, I get it. But also, I remember when he started making money, he would tag me all the time. He would send me voice messages with screenshots. Man, Trap, that options masterclass, bro. I see it right here. And so I watched them consistently make money, and I saw how they was operating. But what I enjoyed more about that was they were in the Patreon double dipping. They were making money off my plays, but they were also going to make their own plays. And I remember he made an Elf Beauty play, and I remember Jason made a A-net play, and both of them showed it to me. They was up like 200%, and I was like, damn, how I missed the damn play. But that's the power of going hunt, so I understood how they played. So I'm saying I already knew what they did, right? So I told a Patreon group this Saturday, I said, listen, this is about to be an amazing opportunity for us. You can either let this paralyze you, or you can use some profits from something you have, get liquid, and take advantage of it. The choice is yours. We talked about identifying your financial blind spots. In order to capitalize off it, you got to be able to see opportunity when they present themselves. Opportunity in the market is always when the market is extremely fearful. Nobody knows how far it'll fall. So if somebody tell you that, they lying. If somebody be like, yep, it's going to fall 5 more days. They don't know that. They don't know that. But if you can identify the opportunity. So I got on the Patreon and I said, hey, check this out. So I sold the Eli Lilly play, I sold the NVIDIA play, and I sold a SMH play. All of it gave me $1 million in cash. And then I took a loss on one play, on this CrowdStrike play. Now that play whooped my butt because I watched it go from 90% all the way down to negative, and then I sold it. I was like, I'll just take the L on this because the timing on it is so short, they ain't gonna play up $22 in 2 days. I'm pissed off about it. But I'm not, I'm like, damn. But it happens. So today what I did was, Saturday I told him, I said, listen, I stayed on the call for 4 hours with him. It was like 700 people on the call. And I said, listen, here's what I see. I said, this 10-year note, it has to get to 4 or 5, which is 4.5, before I feel confident in the market, right? How many of y'all know what the 10-year note is? Y'all know we trapping? All right, cool. So it's the 10-year bond that's on Treasury bond. You need to know that. You need to know what that is because it's always going to be a gauge. And then I said the VIX. How many of y'all know what the VIX is? We trapping? All right, so if you don't know what the VIX is, it is what measures the volatility in the market. So if the VIX is high, that means the market is probably screaming red. If the VIX is low, that means the market is screaming green. VIX is what you need to be writing on. If you don't know what that is, you need to write down. I need to learn what the VIX is, and I need to learn what the 10-year note is. And you need to pay attention to these things because that's going to tell you a story about the market all the time. Y'all trapping with me? All right, cool. So I said, listen, I need to see the VIX go from 21 to 16. That is a safe number. The market won't be all the way green, and it won't be all the way red. It's kind of like a pressure valve. I said, and I need to see the 10-year go down because as long as it's high, the market is still going to be fearful. I haven't even looked at the fear and greed today, but I can tell you the fear probably is higher than what it was last week. Last week it was at 23. Wasn't that 23 last week, Jose? Or 33? What it was? 32? I can promise you it's going to be above 32 this week because of those two things. Without even looking at it. Some of the slides I don't even look at. So I told him, I said, listen, the minute it goes past, once it touches 16, and once the VIX touches, and once the 10-year touches 4 or 5, I'm back active. So what I did was I created a story. You have to be able to create a story. Because if you don't create a story around your investment thesis, then you have nothing to base your decisions off of. Y'all got what I just said? All right. Say it again. You have to create a story around the investment decisions that you make. Because if you don't create a story around it, you have nothing to base your investment decision off other than price. And price is the worst thing that you can make an investment decision on. Do y'all understand that? Y'all really understand it? The reason why you cannot solely base an investment decision on price alone is because price is dictated by a people's emotion. And I don't know about y'all, but I know a lot of people that make bad decisions when they're emotional. Price in the market is based on emotion. So if you're basing an investment decision on price, then you are 100% putting yourself in a bad situation. So what is the story that you're basing your decisions behind? And then what is the foundation to that story? Am I making sense, King? So the foundation to the story for me is simple. I reverted back. So the first thing KT did was he went back and looked at what environment was similar to now. Because history may not always repeat itself, but it will do what? Y'all been hearing me say this for a year. I got it from Mark Twain. It may not repeat itself, but it will rhyme. So all I did was say, all right, I didn't even have to go back to 1966. I just went back to last year. I saw this last year in October, September, October. The market was down 8 weeks in a row. Bloody red. I watched the stock I was in. I watched the trade go from 983 to 797. I said, call the Lord's name in vain. But I went back in the Patreon and I said, hey, you in the Patreon last year when I did that, KT? I said, hey, y'all, I'm not panicking. We was just simply re-enter the market when the market goes to 4 or 5. The market went from 4.7 to 5.1. That's extremely fearful. I said, we'll just get back in the market when it hits 4 or 5. It hits 4 or 5. The market goes from October to March before we see a decline again. What is the story that you are basing your investment decisions around? Does the story have merit? Am I making sense? All right. So today, I go in a group today, and I say, hey, y'all, here's the 3 plays I just made. I give it to y'all as soon as I make it. All right? So I sold a CrowdStrike play, and the only reason I sold it because it was real close. It was 60 days to the date, and I just felt like I didn't have enough time to recover. I was wrong. It happened. Things shot up $22 in 2 days. I was like, damn, I'll take the L on that, right? I hate to see my people take L's though. I hate it. It's the one I could take my L and keep going, but I always try to make the right decisions because I know everyone isn't has the financial fortitude that I have. Right? Like I lost 121,000 one day and I was like, oh well, we'll show back up tomorrow. And this was a realized loss. Like I pressed the sell button. But from the 120,000 I lost, I probably made $2 million on it since then. The losses are non-negotiable. So the AMAT play was down. It's definitely coming back. I think that's going to push. We got 2 big days tomorrow. That's going to be important. Amazon still going crazy. I truly think this is the most powerful company in the world. I think NVIDIA is I think Nvidia. I think Nvidia. I think Nvidia. I think Nvidia is a good company, but I think Amazon. I think NVIDIA is a good company, but I think NVIDIA is a great company. But I believe that Amazon is the most dominant company in the world. Because there isn't an industry that it cannot go into and take over. It will 100% be the number 1 or number 2. And if you let him stay there long enough, they will be the number 1. Walmart fighting for their life right now to stay at this number 1 spot. They fighting for their life. And every couple months, they take over. Every couple months, Amazon is the number 1 online retailer. Every couple months, they take that from Walmart. Walmart fighting for his life. Not fighting for his life against Costco, not fighting for his life against Target, is fighting for his life against Amazon because it is nothing that they do not sell. And that's just their number 2 business. Their number 1 business is cloud, Amazon Web Service. They're the number 1 web server in the world. Number 1. Plus Microsoft beat them for a contract with the government, with the Pentagon. Amazon took them to court. How you take somebody to court because you lost the bid, bruh? How you take somebody to court because you lost the bid? Bro, you lost. They outbid you. Nope, we going to court. Guess what? It got appealed and they won. You got the contract. It's nothing you can't do. So that plus now they're in the medical field. Whether you agree with some of the tactics or not, that's up for debate, but I think everybody should own this company. That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to do nothing I say do, but right now I probably own about 650 to 700 shares of that, of Amazon, 100%. And if you notice, Amazon and Google, when all other tech companies was falling, they was the only 2 just still making incremental gains. It wasn't a lot, but they were incrementally just staying green. Resilience. Because they are multifaceted as a brand. And that's one of the brands. That's what you want about a brand. All right, so AVGO is a company that I have a love-hate relationship with. At the bottom, you see that was even I make mistakes sometimes. And that's why I always tell my people when you're making a trade, double check what you put in before you press buy. Preview it, look at it, make sure everything good. Don't do it on the run. Don't do it on the go. Don't do it while you at the red light. Don't do it while you arguing with your mate because you're going to really do the wrong thing, right? You talking money here and you ain't getting it back and the market don't want to hear, I'm sorry or my bad. They don't got no customer service that you can talk to. You call E-Trade and be like, I ain't mean to do it. They're going to be like, well, just sell it then. I don't care. I can't go fix it for you, family. They not going to do that. Well, look, I ain't really mean to do that. But hey, I'm sorry, Mr. Howard. I can't do nothing to help you here. So I meant to do the 1380 play the first time, but I went 1430, and it was down like $1,000, and I ain't gonna lie, my math and everything said 1380. And I don't know how I blinked. I can't blame it on what I did. I was multitasking. I was like, yep, whoa, that ain't right. That ain't right at all. Oh, damn. And then I just said, you know what? I only had like two contracts down 30 grand, you hear me? So I stuck with it. But the call was 1380. I put that in the thing. And I like this company because it moves in bunches. It is one of these companies that it'll move $30 to $40 in a day. Like one day it moved $61. And that was just like a good day for it. But at the same time, it'll fall $61 in a day. So you just got to be mindful of that. So we there. Fastenal is a play that I took a loss on, but since I had it to January, it ain't really that much for me. But I took the L on it, but I was like, man, it ain't really that big of a position for me, so I was good. General Electric today, you see it's up. I think we got 11 contracts. It's up $8 grand. This was the last play I did. As you see, the two Google plays is up. Both of those plays were down big, and over the last 3 weeks, they just been like constantly just incrementally just growing. So that's one of the things we do when we play the options game. For us, I'm not a day trader. I tell my people that all the time. But we buy great companies, and there's a system behind what I do. Right? It's a formula that I stick to it, not to the T. I'll stretch it out a little bit, but that's what I stick to. So let's go a little further to it. All right, so here's the two plays we put in today. I put them in a group, and I'm going to explain another play that I did today that I'm letting y'all see. And my Patreon will going to be mad at me, but I'm going to explain it. I'm going to like see what had happened was. You know, I'm going to explain it. But these are two plays I put in the Patreon today. As you can see, one is up 3,700, one is up 2,900. There's the two NVIDIA plays I was in, the 860 call, the 1,000 call. Y'all see they coming back. Now, the play I put in today that I didn't put in the Patreon, I should have put in the Patreon, but I didn't. I'll explain why. So I put this NVIDIA play for 900 NVIDIA play for January 17th, 25. And the reason why I didn't put it in the Patreon was because when I put the top two plays in there, everybody in the Patreon was telling me that them plays too goddamn expensive, Trap. I didn't pick the price. But they was like, damn, Trap. Like, shit, bro. I didn't think they was that expensive, but then again, my vision is a little different. You know what I'm saying? And so, I knew if they thought them two players was expensive, I knew what they was going to say about this one. Right? But there were some people in the Patreon like, I'm on go. But I know why. I know why they say they were expensive. Because we just took an L on CrowdStrike. And it's hard to re-enter the market after you've took an L. And for most of them, we just took a back-to-back L because we took an L on PNW. So to take an L on CrowdStrike, no, they took an L on Uber. And so to take an L on CrowdStrike, which I took sole responsibility for, very seldom, the market is never wrong. But I took sole responsibility for the CrowdStrike play, not saying that I don't take responsibility for everything, but I took sole responsibility to that because I know I can't base it on everybody. I apologize. I'm still learning how to navigate people's feelings. I took sole responsibility for the CrowdStrike loss simply because we were up 90% on that play. And over the last maybe 3 weeks, it was the only cybersecurity play that was still winning. All the rest of them was just like going the other way. And I watched it incrementally just creep back from 90% to like it hit earnings and went crazy. And I watched it incrementally just go from 90% to 30% to 60% to 9%. And I was like, damn, all right, I ain't tripping. And then over the last like 5 days, I just watched it turn negative, and it just made me mad because I knew I should have got my people out earlier. And so when it went negative for 3 days, I was like, you know what? Let me just get out of it, and then I'll just get back into it because I know how it moved. And then on a call, I told him, I say, man, I got out of the play, and it was like, it's all good, Trap. Like, I get it. I explained to him what happened. You know, as a leader, I take sole responsibility for that. Between yesterday and today, the thing was up $22. I think it was up $8, $11 yesterday, and almost $10 today. And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I took responsibility for that. But it was because we was in June. It was a June call. I just didn't feel like we had time. And it's not an excuse. It is what it is. I bleeped up. And I know, for me, it's easy for me to bounce back from something like that. Like, I don't hold it in my spirit. But I know for some people, that is like a dog. My nigga. So when I put the 2 plays in today, and I was just reading the comments, I'm wrong. I am 100% wrong for doing it. But I just read the comments, and I just was like, damn, like 40% or 50% of the people in the Patreon was just like, bro, like, that's a lick, Trap. Like, I just lost 4 bands, bro. Like, damn. And somebody, this the one that always get me when somebody say, Jose, you ain't got nothing for the small accounts, Trap? I be like, damn, dog. And I don't be judging, but I be like, damn, like it. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to go on the prowl trying to find something.
Got a high 600.
Nah, you got. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'll have to go now. Then when I see that like 3 or 4 times, it immediately sends me on, all right, let me go try to find, you know what I'm saying? And so I apologize to the Patreon for that 100%. But I put this in video play in. It's 900 call for January 2025. The play was expensive. It was probably about $14,000 a contract. I got 25 of them. That's why I ain't put it in. You feel my man like, shit. I wasn't fuck with that anyway, Trap. I wasn't bet with that anyway, my dog. But it was like 14 grand a contract, and I did like 25 of them, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't put it in because I didn't want to feel like I was adding fuel to a fire, and I didn't want to feel like I was, I guess, like throwing money around. I didn't want to feel like that to my people because I always want them to feel like they belong, like they supposed to be here. So I drop $250,000 in the play. I don't want them to feel like, damn, Trap, you leaving us behind. And so that's why I didn't put it in there. So I apologize if they mad at me for it. But I'll take that L. Anyway, the QQQ play is there. The XLY, the XLK play is there. I want to talk about something right quick. Let's go a little further to it. How y'all feeling so far? I know I kind of got into that. Y'all good? I just want to explain to y'all about what I was doing. Let me highlight my guy, Lieutenant Casey, right quick. Stand up right quick for me, brother, if you don't mind. So Lieutenant Casey he is one of the head lieutenants in my Trappers Anonymous group. When I say he is a certified badass, excuse my language, queen, I apologize. He is a bad dude when it comes to that. I trust him so much in my Trappers Anonymous group. Like, he be on go. Now, he is a little violent. He's a little violent. He will provoke you to research it. He will not let you be boring. He's going to voluntold you. That is his word that he made up. He will voluntold you to research a company and present that company. So we do that every Sunday. There's a lot of people that he pushed their buttons, but every one of them will say he made me better. Every one of them will say he made me better. And so I just want to tell you, I appreciate you, brother, for what you do with the community in there. So anytime you want to pull up you pull up, brother. But thank you for what you do, brother. He served in the military too, so we definitely give him that. Appreciate you, brother. Yep. Trust me, if you can read these YouTube comments, they're gonna be like, get his ass out of there. He will push you. He will push you. He don't bite his tongue.
Oh, that's the infamous Lieutenant Casey.
That's Lieutenant Casey.
He been serious the whole.
That's him. Yeah, that's him. Yep, that's him. That's him. That's him. That's him. That's my dog, though. That's my guy. He forces people outside their comfort zone. And I like it because he do some of the things that I can't do. You know what I'm saying? Because if I did it, it'll come across as I'm being a bully. But because he is in the community with them and they be in book clubs together, they be like, damn. But he push them, and I see the change in that. And I had a conversation when he told me that one day. He said, man, look, I'm just here to do what you can't do, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate you for that, brother. All right, let's get that word on the street going. All right, so all three indexes were up to date. Now, we talked about that being a goal. We hitting these high levels. The S&P did get back down to, it got down under 5,000, actually got to 4,900. The Dow, the NASDAQ actually got down to about 15, which I felt like was the perfect spot for us to take advantage of it. Now, am I saying that we out the waters? Heck no, we are far from being out the waters, but those type of reprieves help us start positions. And I think that's what we need to understand about the market is, when is the opportunity for us to start a position? Right, so everybody will be like, no, it's too high. I won't see NVIDIA pull back. It got to pull back. Well, it pulled back from $900 to $765. How it fell for 3 days. And in 1 day, it fell $85. How far do you want it to pull back? Are you waiting for it to get back to $500? You know what I'm saying? Don't be the person that always say, I want it to go lower. Don't be that person. It got to go lower. It got to go lower. Because you'll watch it go to a point and then it'll run for another $1,000 and now you need to go lower. Now it costs more than what it was the first time you could have bought it. Don't be that person. All right, let's go a little further to it. All right, so here we are. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this because even though we had 2 green days in a row. Now, these 2 green days were important for us because they broke. There's a thing called buyers and sellers exhaustion, right? It's when the market can sell off for so many days and then the sellers just get tired of selling, right? And no one knows when the bottom of that will be. And I'll give you a prime example. I watched NVIDIA go from, you always got to ask yourself, so remember last week we talked about 3 events that happen in the market. It's either a market event, it's a sector event, or is it a company event? Meaning, is something happening to the specific company? Is it happening to the market, or isn't it happening to the sector? So I watched NVIDIA go down to 759. And I said, boy, that's cheap right there. And I had just got the $1 million liquid. And I was like, ooh. But I had to catch myself because I told myself, you being greedy. It was an opportunity, but none of the metrics that I looked for were there. One of the things that you're going to have to be great at is telling yourself, am I being greedy or am I being greedy? Am I chasing revenge, or does the data and emotion match? All right, you got to tell yourself that. Because when you lose some money, the first thing for you to do is seek revenge. I got to get that money back. I don't care what they talk about, pal. I need that money back. You got to give me that back, Trap. That was a couple racks I just lost. I ain't had that to give in the first place. I shouldn't have been in there in the first place, Trap. Right? How many of us been there before? Like, I got to get that back, dog. I want my lick back. I need my lick back. Jose, I need my lick back, dog. Well, we got to acknowledge that. Not acknowledging that, what that is, y'all, a financial blind spot. We got to acknowledge that. We got to acknowledge when I'm on that, I got to get my lick back energy. Because that I need my lick back energy going to cost you more money. It's going to cost you more money. There may be, and the worst thing that can happen to you when you on that I need my lick back energy is for that to work for you. It's the worst thing that can happen to you. You know why? Because now that'll become a habit. Oh, man, Jose, that's good right there. That's a clip there, dog.
They already on.
Oh, man. Shout out to Jose, y'all. Yeah. All right? All right, so the worst thing you could do is when you're playing this game is to get on that I need my lick back. Right? So I identified that. Even though it was an amazing opportunity, none of the metrics that I wanted lined up. My metrics, watch this. I watched it go, and I'm talking, I had it in the clip. The same 25 contracts I got now, I had it in the clip at 759. I said, oh, I'm good. I just got $1 million cash. I'm about to put $500,000 in it. I already lined it up. It was 35 contracts. I said, I'm about to kill him. I'm about to kill him. I was ready. I'm talking about it was lined up. And I'm going to tell you what was crazy. I said, ooh, that's the $1 million trade. All I need is 100%. I said, I know for a fact it might go down about 10%. I don't mind it going down 10, 15%, but when it come back, it's going to be in bunches. I said, I'm about to press this button. And then before I pressed the button, I said, Trap, this that I need my lick back energy. Go on, put that phone down, dog. And I put the phone down, but kept the contract in. I'm just looking at the TV. Looking at the phone. Like I'm waiting for somebody to text. You know you waiting on that text. I just sat there and I was like, damn, look at that boy sucker run. So they didn't move that much. It went from like 759 to like 765. I was like, it ain't that bad. I can still hit it. I promise you, at 359, I looked at the thing. It was Friday. I said, dang, it's 765. I can get it at the end of the day. Ain't even much my lick back energy. Like, it done came up a little bit. Got up Monday, that sucker ran for $22. I said, look at that lick. I said, look at that lick. But I'm looking at the metrics now. What the 10-year say, fam? What the VIX at right now, man? Like, I done put the same 25 contracts right back in the chamber. I'm ready. I want my lick back. Data didn't match up. Woke up this morning, first thing I did, market ain't open yet. Man, what NVIDIA doing right now? I said, oh, it's up $3. All right. I said, what the VIX doing? The VIX was at like 17. Thing was still at 4.6. I said, I can't pull the trigger. I got to stick to the story that I put here. The story happened. I put the other two companies in there. And then that story actually got better. And then I put the trigger on it and it shot up. I said, and I applauded myself because there will be times on this journey where you will 100% be ready to go, but none of the details that you need say go. And you're basing the trigger on emotion. And the worst thing that can happen is you pull the trigger and that works. It's the worst thing that can happen. Because if you pull the trigger on emotion, the next thing you'll do moving forward is disregard the rules that you put in place. And once you disregard the rules one time and it becomes a habit, you no longer now use the rules. Now you letting the market and your emotion tell you what to do, and you disregarding all the notes you done been taking from all the courses you done took. None of that makes sense no more. And now you lost the blueprint. And now you don't got no plan. And now you don't got no strategy. And now you playing Russian roulette in the market, and that's a certified way for you to lose money, Jose. Because I got to flush their money down the toilet. And then you're going to DM me, hey, Trap, I know I messed up. What you think I should do here? Nothing. What got you there? So, anyway, let's move a little further, Tootie. Bro, Tootie going to be mad tonight, dog. Damn. All right, so as we right here, we're looking, how y'all feeling? Y'all good? All right, cool. All right, so as we're looking right here, we are looking at what the market did today. NVIDIA, 3% today. Microsoft, 1%. Apple, almost a little more than 0.5%. Meta, almost 3%. AVGO, AMD, AMAT. The market did good today. It was a good reversal today. I just looked up some details. The other day they had $8 trillion on the side. Right now, $1 trillion went back into the market today over the last 2 days, which is good. It means $7 trillion are now on the sideline, which lets me know we ain't all the way safe, but the market needs a reprieve. But also I understand that we not way past 4.5, so there's an opportunity for us to go back there, right? So just because we get a rally for a couple days doesn't mean we won't revert back to where we were. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I'm gonna show y'all why it makes sense. Let's go a little further to it. Right there. I didn't even see this. Like they lined this one up, that because I don't need to see that information, is already there. We just get it and put it up for the day. Shout out to my team because they know, the ones that's gonna be automatic every week. But I knew that the market wasn't, last week was at what, Sean? 31, 32. I knew the market had scaled up because we had 2 green days, but the VIX had went down and the 10-year went down. So because they went down, I knew investor sentiment was back in the market. It had pivoted, not a lot, but a little bit. From 31 to 40 is a huge pivot because in 1 week we went from 79 to 31. 79 is where over here somewhere. 31 is where over here somewhere. That's a huge pivot in a week. All right, so market sentiment is like this. For my people I'm not even gonna lose your relationship. I'm gonna use your mama or your grandmother. When you walk in the house and you see her at the table with some coffee and a cigarette and that leg shaking, I knew it wasn't the right time to tell my grandmother about a field trip and I needed some money. I knew that wasn't the right time. That wasn't the right time to ask about some money. Because she gonna tell me something that she really don't mean. But the sentiment of whatever she was reading changed her emotional state. But if I come in the house and she cooking and she's singing that Negro spiritual, it is the perfect time to tell her about this field trip. Because I'm gonna get field trip money and a couple extra dollars. You know why? Because she's full of the spirit. That is the equivalent of being 78 and 23. Cooking a cigarette. And then my grandma just smoked. My grandma was smoking Pall Mall. So you come in that bitch, choke. Mama. Well, what the hell you want? None. All right. So I knew that. So that's what that is. Let's go a little further to it. All right, so watch this. So people always ask me all the time, Jose, like, why don't you short the market? All right, I got a little hiccup, Jose. Pinky finger. All right, so watch this. So the market goes up 76% of the time. So the goal for me is always to put the game in my favor. So I teach us that, let's put the game in our favor. Because when you don't put the game in your favor, now you got to work extra hard. I'm not saying that playing puts and shorting the market is not good, but I am now playing in the favor of the market. Y'all with me? Again, I'm not saying don't do it, but it is my strategy is to always put the game in my favor. That's how I win a lot of times. So last week, short sellers made $10 billion in a 6-week time frame, 6-day time frame. Now watch what I'm about to tell you. You always get a better vision of the game when you zoom out. This is about to make sense. This is going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be a beautiful It's going to be a beautiful story that I want y'all to get. I am not saying do not short the market. I am not saying don't play puts. I am not saying that because there's a lot of money to be made there. But you have to really be on it because those events don't last long. Whereas the market goes up 76% of the time. So if I ask you a question, which one is in your favor? The market going up, right? All right. So people made $10 billion last week. Short sellers made $10 billion last week. Go to the next slide, Tootie. All right. The most shorted stocks this year is Nvidia Nvidia. Somebody gonna hear me say that and take that clip and be like, how you gonna teach y'all something? He don't even know how to pronounce the damn thing. Somebody gonna produce that and their whole crowd gonna be like, that nigga don't know nothing. Dang. Nvidia, 1.3% short. That is huge with that float. Microsoft, 0.75%. Apple, almost 0.75%. Tesla, 4%. Let's go a little further to it. Meta, 1.3%. Amazon, a little more than 0.75%. Exxon, almost 3%. Alphabet, right at 1%. That is a lot. That is the biggest companies in the game right now. Let's go a little further. Right? Year to date, this is how much short sellers have lost. $7 billion on Nvidia. $3 billion on Meta. $1.7 billion on Amazon. $1.1 billion on Microsoft. That's just from January to now. So my question to you is this. How does the $10 billion look now? They on that what? I need my lick back energy. And they on that I need my lick back energy. Go a little further to it. So watch this. Tesla and Apple have been the only two stocks that the short sellers have sold and made money on this year. But let's zoom out a little bit further. Go to the next one, Tootie. Watch this. Damn, I should have had one more. It might not be there. But Tesla, I wrote it down. Watch this. So, since Tesla's IPO, short sellers have lost $75 billion. Since the IPO. They've only made money 2 years since the IPO of Tesla. Think about that. Since the IPO, you've only made money 2 years. You've lost $75 billion in total. From year to date to now, short sellers have lost $52 billion overall shorting the market. So having a $10 billion week last week doesn't compare to you losing 50-something billion dollars from January to now. You're on there, I need my lick back energy. So I want y'all to understand, I'm not saying you can't play both sides of the field. But what I'm saying is you got to be really good at playing that game. I'm always about putting the game on my side. I'm always about saying, yo, if the market going down, I don't got to really play puts. Guess what I can do? I can take some cash from the positions that I have, and I can just sit on the sideline. I'm all right with that. That may not be everybody's strategy, but I'm all right with that. George, let's turn our air. The queen, she fanning. She giving me the church fan. You feel me? Don't short the fan. Don't short the fan. So that's what I want us to understand. So when we playing a game, I want us to be able to understand where we at. We making sense? We trapping? All right, let's go a little further, Tootie. Let's go a little further. All right, so watch here. So the reason why this episode is understanding your financial blind spots is because of situations like this, right? So Kathy Woods from 2021 to 2024, her fund went from $61 billion to $11 billion. Say that again. From 61 billion to 11 billion. In 2021, she peaked at 21 billion in assets under management. Now she has 11 billion. Go a little further to it. So year to date, the ARK is down, ARKK, that whole fund is down 15.1%. It has underperformed the S&P 500 the last 3 years. Let me go a little further for you because I wrote this down. And this kind of blew my mind. Now, I'm always hesitant about talking about Cathie Woods because I never wanted to be like I'm talking about like a woman. That's a fine line that you gotta play, and I always gotta back it up with a lot of stats. I think she had an amazing year. I think she did some amazing things when she bet on Tesla when nobody else believed in it. But she said some absurd things that I don't agree with. She said that Tesla will be a $2,000 stock by 2027. I don't see that. Maybe she sees something that I don't see. But the stock is right now about $130. So what does she see between now and then? I'm not a mathematician, but that's a huge upside. Especially with more competition coming in the game. But I looked at her track record for some things, and I didn't agree with that. So, and I want y'all to understand that this is how some people are running their companies that are managing your money. So, Cathie Woods sold, I wrote it down here. Okay, cool. Cathie Woods sold a total of, right here we go. In Q1 2024, Cathie Woods sold 54% of her NVIDIA holdings, 54%, at $724 a share. She sold roughly 76,000 shares. No, she sold 81,000 shares. In Q4 2023, Jose, she sold 76,000 shares at $463. In Q3 2023, she sold 70,000 shares. In Q4 2022, she sold 109,000 shares. Her average price of buying was $81. So she's been in this stock since 2016. By selling so early, she missed out on $700 million in profit. That's a net gain. She made a net gain from 2016 to the time she started selling. She made a net gain of 880%, which is good. So she bought the stock. Average price was $81. That's amazing. But how much upside did she miss out on? The problem with that is 4 of her top 5 holdings are down double digits. Go further to it. Let me see if we got that one. There we go. 4 of her top 5 holdings. So Tesla down 41%. Roku down 33%. Square is now down 4%. I have a problem with that. Path is down 4%. The only thing she has up right now is Coinbase. The problem with that is she's bet so far into the future when you get out of a company that's running. I'm going to talk about something today. Today, bring me to this thing that says, there should be one that say the rules of engagement. It should be a slide that say that. Like it has 5 rules on it or something. It may say, let me see. No, go to that. There's another one like that. I want to use that because I want to show y'all something that's important. It's another one similar to that, Tootie. I know I'm skipping because I want them to see this. I want them, and it's a perfect layout for this next one. And it's going to talk about having your investor identity, not that one, but it's going to talk about letting your runners run and knowing when to cut your losers. Go to that Tootie, you're going to see it up there. All right, so I wrote that down. He might not see it. I wrote it down. So it says, there's 5 rules that I wrote down for you. I want you to write this down. It says, don't risk capital that can break you. You should not invest, take that off the screen. So you should not invest money that you feel gonna break you. That if you lose that money, it does something to you. Because if you invest in money that will alter your financial state, then that's money that you don't need to invest. Does that make sense? The next one is create an idea and let the idea play out. The reason why we say that is you have to, what did I say earlier? You have to have what? A story before you make an investment, right? Because your story allows you to what? Understand when to go in, when to get out. Let the story play out. Let the story build. Am I making sense? Next one. Identify when the loss happens and when it's time to cut it. So prior to making an investment, you need to identify at what point does this play become a loss. Does that make sense? At what point does this play become a loss for me? If you do not understand that, then you don't know when to get out of the play. And you're letting the price tell you. And the worst thing that can happen to you in this game is when your emotion, oh, watch this. How many of y'all, when the market was going down last week, you kept looking at your phone? Yeah. And every time you look at it, you get madder. Looking at it again. Oh, what? There we go. There we go. Good looking. Right? Oh, my line ain't cold-blooded on that picture, boy. Dang. Right? Poke holes in the idea. So any idea that you have around an investment, that was my number 2. It was create an idea, but I forgot to add poke holes in the idea. One of the things I talk about is we'll look at an investment, and when we're looking at the investment, all we see is what's right about it. You with me, Queen? She was like, yeah. Yeah. All we see is what's right about it. The problem with that is we haven't looked at our what? Financial blind spot. Come on, I'm wrapping that around everything right now, y'all. We ain't looked at the blind spot. And the minute you don't look at the blind spot, what happens? You get in an accident. You ain't adjusting the mirrors, y'all. Right? So poke holes in it. One of the things, Lieutenant Casey will say this, before we get into any buying holes, we find reasons why I don't need to buy it. If I haven't found a reason why I don't need to buy it, I need to do more research. Because that means I'm overlooking something. Because every company has flaws. And if I can't identify the flaws, then I haven't did enough research on this investment. Does that make sense? All right. So next, we identify when to cut the loss. I go into everything. My rule is 50%. I know when it happens. Now, if I'm in the trade and I wind up doing it before that, I'm cool with that too. Because evidently I saw something, but in the moment, I need to identify the loss or when it becomes a loss before I even get into it. How many people truly put a loss in play before they get into the play? Nobody. One person, my OG back there. You know why people don't want to do it? Because they don't want to even wrap their mind around this thing going wrong. That's why you don't do it. That's why you don't want to talk about a funeral. Dying. Ain't nobody about to die. You tripping. Nobody want to talk about no funeral. No plot. So nobody wants to talk about when this thing becomes a loss because we don't want to put in our mind that this play could be a loss. Now we lusting after the trade. Huh? You did that?
I actually screenshotted it. You like the options play I did?
Mm.
Remember I screenshotted it? I didn't know how to do it. I just counted to the liquidity. And it said like up to
remember that.
And I was trying to sell it. I don't think I lost the money. I didn't know what I was doing. I just did it just to, you know, you say you're going to lose money. Make mistakes and learn from them. I didn't get the money back. I don't know where the money went.
Why we don't got a mic on her? Why we get a mic? What did we learn from that? Talk to me. That's good though.
I mean, I can't afford the options masterclass right now.
That's all right.
I kind of just wanted to play with some money. I mean, you
All
gotta
right.
make mistakes to lose from them.
All right.
So it helped me build emotion, I think, doing it.
Okay.
You know, because I got hype and I seen a little up 58,000 or something. It hit me and I was like, that's what they be talking about. I'm like, that's those calls.
Yeah.
So I got hype. And then I sent a screenshot at you. I was like, how do I cash this out?
Right.
But
I remember that.
I'm like, oh, I only did a 2-day call. Because it said, I think I did it from like April 10th to April 12th.
Yep, I remember that.
I see you guys be doing calls for like months.
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Right.
So I didn't. I think the first time I seen it up, I was sleeping and it was up like 493%.
Crazy.
And I'm like, but when I seen it on my thing, it said like 3. I was like, oh shit. Then I was like, nah, I'm going back to sleep. And then I woke up and it was like negative 58%. But then the next day, when I screenshotted it to you, it said like up 58,000%. I'm like, and it was like up $1,200 from the $200 I put in.
Crazy.
And I try to sell it, and I guess it was too much. I don't know how options work, so I guess nobody wanted to buy it.
Right.
And then I try to, like, email the help people that they.
Oh, they didn't.
No.
What we talking about?
The help center, like public.
They like
Because I trade on public. I don't understand Fidelity yet.
Right.
So I trade on public. It's easy for me.
I know what you're talking about.
And they respond back.
Okay.
And they was practically saying, like, you'll just lose your money.
Yeah.
Like, I sold half of the options, so I sold half of it, the little 12, and I got like 580, so I seen the 540 in options. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm lit.
Yeah. We like being lit.
And then I went back, and then the shit was gone, so I'm like, I'm like, where my money go? Sorry. I'm like, I'm from the Bronx.
That's love. I love it.
So I'm like, where my money go? And then I try to sell the other half, and it was just gone. But it's cool though.
Damn.
Because I put majority of my tax money in my taxes, so I got a little
Facts.
hot 2,500 in there.
I
So, and I know you said
Ain't got no money.
you
I
said
love
you
her.
should at least, you know, you said something last week. You know, you should at least have 2,500, something like that. So I put that up in there. You know, it's all right.
I love it. Let's give her a clap, y'all. I like a hot 2,500, boy. I like a hot 2,500, boy. That's better than a hot 6. We work here. KT, we got room. We got that hot 25. We got room. Stay out. I love it. Thank you, Queen. That's so dope because that started because I said we can be lusting after a trade. That lust for something to put you in a situation, but you like, yo, I'm just going for it. Right? I'm just going for it. The thing about this game is it's relentless. It don't got no feelings. That's that high, she like, what? What? And the worst thing, I'm gonna tell you the worst thing could have happened. She would have cashed out on that. Because guess what she would have did the next day? She ain't gonna do that no more. She'll DM me before, I promise you this. She'll DM me and ask me what to do before she do that again. Am I right or wrong? Jose, let's give her the options course, you heard me? I need that hot 25 to go crazy. Let's make sure we give her the options course, you hear me? We'll get that to her, you hear me? I like that. You never know what happens up here. There we go. There we go. It went crazy too. So that's what we want that. We want that. We want, like, the stuff I be saying, it don't be, I don't know if people be believing it or not, but I'm telling you, the worst thing that can happen is it hit when you make a guess. Because then you're going to feel like I don't got to really do all that. And then when you see people winning, you disregard the work that they put in to win. Somebody easily be like, man, Trap, bro, you just guessing over there. Somebody told me that. Somebody was like, bro, you was lucky on a sell. I'm like, luck? God damn, bro, you don't give me no credit. I'm on a streak. I'm on a 2-year streak. God, I'm lucky. Give me some credit, dog. Maybe a little bit here and there. I ain't mad at you, but damn, bro. We started at 400, bro. We touched 3 million at one point. That's luck, dog. Yeah, you just was lucky. Damn, cuz. I should have went to Vegas then. But the worst thing that can happen is you hit big on something that you know you didn't put the work in. The best thing that can happen to you is you get burnt by it. Especially if it flash that win to you. Look, cuz. Happened to cuz. It wasn't that big though, but cuz. I love this story. I love the $50 story. That $50 story was one of the best stories of my life. You hear me? I told cuz about that. Robin, it's 2014. I come to cuz with this Robinhood app. I said, hey, cuz, they got an app that's real easy. You ain't even got to look at the hard apps like I be on. We can just get on this Robinhood app. And it wasn't even popular to people. So me and cuz was working in the plants around this time. So cuz get on the app. He put a hot 50. That was a hot 50, cuz? What that was? That was a hot 50. That wasn't even a hot 600, cuz.
125.
Look, cuz put that hot. I never forget the company. It was called CRISPR. I said, cuz, I don't even know what the hell that company is. I'm telling you about Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. You talking about CRISPR. This is a Chinese company, cuz. I don't know what the hell they do, cuz. He like, cuz. I'm telling you, I read about it. I said, what you read? He says, right here. I said, bro, you ain't did no research on it. He just read the company profile. Cuz just read the company profile, Jose. Cuz, look, we was at work. I'm at another plant from Cuz. That boy called me, nigga. Boy, say, Cuz. I say, what's up? He say, boy, this shit really work. Excuse my language, queen. I apologize. He said, cuz, this stuff really work. I'm about 300-400 feet in. I'm like, man, what you talking about? I got to think. I'm like, man, what you talking about, cuz? He sent me this. He didn't even send me the screenshot. He ain't had that kind of phone at the time. He had some kind of crazy phone. I don't even know if it was an Android. He was in Baton Rouge, so that was one of them corner store phones cuz had, you heard me? That thing had a green bubble or a blue bubble. That thing he still was doing this on that thing, you heard me? So I said, cuz, you talking about? He said, cuz, I'm about to call you right quick. He said, man, that $50 at 125 right now. I said, cuz, go on, leave that alone, cuz. Nah, man, this is it right here. I like this. I ain't even work for that money. Well, I see what you talking about. Yeah. We on them stocks, cuz. I'm about to quit these people's jobs. I'm like, look. I say, man, that shit gonna kill, cuz. But you know, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to take his spirit because he enjoying it. He ain't number $50. He a crane operator. He making something great. He making more than me. I'm like, man, that $50 ain't gonna hurt. But I'm like, he gonna lose that. That's a Chinese company we don't know nothing about. I said, cuz gonna lose that money. I just hope it don't make him stop playing the game. Come home from work, at the time he used to smoke Black and Miles. He like, boy, cuz, I feel that. I'm like, for sure. And at the time, I was working in Baton Rouge, so I used to stay with him. I used to go stay with him. So we playing the game. You know, he was like, cuz, I see why you like that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So we get up, we go to work the next morning. And I know how it is when you make that hot money in the market. The market is everything you love. But now, you ain't paying attention on the people's job. What? Leave me alone, man. Boy, lunch break, I been on lunch. What y'all talking about? Been on lunch till I clocked in. I'm up a hot 150. I'm debating on quitting right now. Man, about 12 o'clock, cuz called me. Man, people stole my money. I said, what? Somebody hack your account, cuz? Somebody done hack your account? No, man, it's just gone. I said, it don't just leave. Man, it was at 125. It's at 60. I'm about to cash out. I said, what? I sold it. I said, cuz, you sold it? Yeah, I'm straight. I ain't playing that no more. That stuff dangerous. Cuz say, man, that stuff dangerous. I don't know how you do that. Cuz that stuff. He said, boy, I had $100-something. $100 I ain't even work for. They can just take it like that? I said, cuz, I don't know nothing about CRISPR, cuz. I told you Apple, my nigga. I told you Apple. I don't know where you get CRISPR from, dog. How you even found that company, cuz? Cuz was gone for like 6. Cuz ain't come back till 5 years later, you heard? He on it now, though. You on it now, cuz.
CRISPR up 17.
Look at it, look. He want his lick back. He like, cuz, since 2014, that thing up like 17 years, though. I've been thinking about getting back in it a long time, you know? Shout out to cuz. He hear me the other day. He was like, cuz, next time you tell that story, let him know I'm $2,000 in. I ain't every week I'm putting money in. They don't even know. But shout out to my cuz for sticking with it. But the worst thing that can happen is you make some money when you guess, because then you're going to disregard the process that it takes. The best thing that can happen is that guess chastises you. Because when it chastises you, it's going to make you do one or two things. It's going to make you realize that you really got to go do the work, or it's going to make you lead a game. Hopefully it doesn't make you lead a game. Hopefully it makes you say, man, let me do some work, you hear me? So cuz been, he set out for a while, but now he back on it. Now every time I come in, he like, hey, cuz, he got the phone out. Hey, cuz, look here, man. Yeah. So I love that. Shout out to my cuz. Let's go a little further. 2 days. Shout out to my cuz. Y'all give me a hand for him. Shout out to my cuz. All right, so right quick, I want y'all to take a screenshot of this, look at it, write it down, right? So what I decided to do was I realized that we are in, some of y'all, this is going to be your first time going through situations like this. Some of y'all going to be used to it. You're going to always have pullbacks in the market. So I wrote down something. I made this list. It's called bull market checklist. A pulse check. And very early in my career, I remember I was messing with this investor, because I always used to read. I always used to, talk to people. I always did that. And so I want to share this with you right quick. The first thing, it's a checklist for me. And it's not even based on fundamentals, but it's based on investor sentiment. People often talk about the emotion in the market, but here's one of the things I like to look at. And it's a pulse check. It's an idea of how we know the market is changing, right? So the first thing is when a few forward-looking people begin to believe things will get better. I'm one of those people I'm super optimistic on the market, right? I understand that the market goes up 76% of the time, and I understand the market goes down, 20-some% of the time, and I'm willing to play the market on my side. I'm optimistic about it. People like me will always motivate you and inspire you to be in the market. You're never going to hear me say anything bad about the market. One of my favorite sayings is the market is always right. The market is never wrong. The market is never wrong. Your entries, your exits, and your reasons for why you need to be in or out of the market is what makes you right or wrong. But when other investors start to realize the improvement is actually taking place. So there's people who's going to always be optimistic. And then there's some people who straddle the fence, but then they start to realize, damn, this thing is truly changing, it's turning, right? So I pay attention to analysts. Even though there's certain people, so if you look at CNBC, there's people like Tom Lee, right? He's a Asian guy. He is 100% bullish on the market all the time. The market could be in a recession, he'll find a way to be like, hey, listen, it's going up. It's got to happen. And he'll give you a bunch of data to back up his thesis. People like that, you got to listen to them with a grain of salt. Because everything they see is, they'll disregard reality just to be optimists. Right? They're looking through life with rainbow glasses. All he knows is tech stocks. Tech. And he's not wrong. But then you'll have certain people like Phil, this dude's name is, they call him Former Jim on CNBC. Former Jim is optimistic about a few things, but he's always thinking that a bear market is right around the corner. And he'll base his thesis, but then he'll switch. He'll be like, hey, the market has been waiting for this to happen. So people like that, when they start to swap over, you're like, because everything they're going to do is going to be data dependent. They won't disregard the market, but they will depend on the data to tell them when to improve. They're the type of people who will go back to 1966 like KT did and be like, yo, from 1966 to 2024, here's the percentages. And then when everybody else follows. The caveat to this part is, when everybody else starts to follow the trend, it's time for you to scale back on what you're doing. Does that make sense? Yes. When everybody starts to say, when you can go to the barbershop and they start talking about how good the stock market doing, you know we in a situation that we need to scale back a bit on a little bit. Right? When your uncle who don't know nothing about stocks saying, I'm going to put some money in that thing. When your partner that don't know nothing, like, I'm going to just put some money over here because I hear it. Why? I hear everybody else. When Cuz back in 2014 said, invest in CRISPR, get out. Leave. Right? So that's, for me, that's how you do a pulse check without even doing the fundamental analysis. When everybody starts to get into a thing, it's time for you to scale back a little. You don't have to get out, but you can scale back a little because now greed has now entered the market. When greed enters the market so if we look at that fear and greed index, they put that fear and greed index up one time. I want to show y'all something. Greed is okay. Once you pass to get into extreme greed, it's time to pull back a little bit. I don't want you to be 100% in the market. I'd rather you be like 65% in the market. Because you never know when it's going to bottom. And I don't want you to miss the money that comes with greed because you're sitting on the side. Am I making sense? I will never be 100% out of the market. Being 100% out of the market is a great way to miss the most money that's in the market. Prime example, Kathy Woods. You sell out of NVIDIA in Q4 and you miss the run from January to April, which was a crazy run. But you stick to the Tesla trade, which is going the complete opposite way. That making sense? Instead of her getting all the way, now I've never managed billions of dollars. Let me say that. But here's what I will tell you. The only thing that changed when you manage billions of dollars than what you have now is the emotion on when you pull the trigger and when you don't pull the trigger. It's the only thing changes. Whatever it takes for you, the only difference between what I'm trading and whatever y'all are trading is the emotion that comes behind pulling the trigger. Because the same formula that goes in you having 1 contract, 2 contracts, 5 contracts, is the same formula that goes with me having 25 contracts. The only difference is the emotion behind losing $250,000 and losing $5,000. It's the only thing that changes. That's why I like to gradually build up. Because if you can lose $5,000 and come back, it's easy for you to go from 1 contract to 2 contracts. Similar to emotions. If you can take what it takes to go through 2 contracts, then you can go to full contracts. But going from 2 contracts to 10 contracts is a leap that you're going to take. And I'm not telling you don't take it, but emotionally you're going to be wired different. You haven't, oh, this is going to be good, I'm about to say it. From 1 to 10, you haven't built up the emotional compatibility to make that trade yet. Does that make sense? Let me go further. Like, I want y'all to get this. To go from 1 contract to 10 contracts is 100% doable. But the emotion that it takes to go there, you can't skip that phase. Because when you see 1 contract go down, it may only go down $100. To see 10 contracts go down, now you're looking at it go down $10,000. And emotionally, you might not be ready for that. Does that make sense? Right? Like, to look at a contract, Tootie, go back to the recession portfolio options. Go to that part. Go to that part. To be down $12,000 may be, go to the next one, go to the other one, Tootie. To be down $3,000 may not feel like nothing to nobody. Go back to the other one, Tootie. To be down $50,000 may shake your spirit. Does that make sense? To be down $3,000, you're like, you know what, Trap, I can take the $3,000 loss. I'm not tripping on that. But to be down 50, you're starting to calculate. That's life decisions for some people. You feel what I'm saying? So you may not be emotionally compatible in the moment to go from 2 contracts to 20. But if you gradually build up on the way to going to 10 contracts, there will be moments where you're down $3,000 to $5,000, and that's going to test you for the next level. KT, stand up for me right quick. Let me ask you a question. And I'm asking him because he's been with me for a while. Give him my mic right quick. I want to ask you a question. How many contracts are you trading now, just on average? I know it depends on the price, but like what area are you in? About 2 or 3? That's cool. You started off with 1, right? Emotionally, did you have to evolve when you went from 1 to 3?
Oh, for sure.
Right? Why? What happened?
Like I said, the money is different now. The crazy part, I was telling my group that I had to form like one realize, because at one time, like I said, I started my trading account with $850. So to scale it from $850 to $9,000, like that was a big. I was like, okay, it's time to start playing like bigger now. I got to stop playing with these $400-$500 trades. I can go buy a $3,000 metal trade now. So the game get different, and like I say, the money you get to scale bigger when I can go take that money and go buy a bigger contract like with metal and crops.
I like that. So, let me ask you a question. So you scale up. You're like, all right, I'm about to get the meta play. I'm gonna get a couple, so that one may cost you $3,000 just to be in them. All right. When you see that go down, because when they go down, now they go down in bunches.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's the first thought process? Because you don't went from 1. What's the thought process when you see the $3,000 trade down a little bit? What happens when you first initially see that? So, because that may be down $600, $500. What happens then?
Well, for me, like I say, I done took a lot of losses on the journey. So it's like, it's part of the game. Like my thing that I learned from you, as long as the data, my emotion, and the logic makes sense, I'm pulling the trigger. It is what it is at that point.
Question. When you was at one contract, you first got in the game, what was the emotion?
Like I say, it was, like, it gotta work.
It got what?
It gotta work. Like, this thing got to work. It might break me here.
Woo, it's gotta work here. Right, so the emotion evolves, right?
Right.
And you become emotionally, like, callous to be able to handle that.
Right.
All right, so you're at 3 contracts now. What's the next step for you?
To do 5, start trading like 5 contracts at a time.
You feel like emotionally you're ready for that?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Because like I say, the losses and like I say, just the research and the data and the reading I do, and like I say, the time that people don't see me at night, 2, 3 in the morning,
right,
that has built me up. Like, yeah, I'm confident in my ability to make these trades.
Last question for you is to go from 1 contract to 3 contract. Did anything change in the formula and the approach?
Nothing changed. Like those, so only thing that changed, like you say, I still follow the same method, like I said, that I learned from you. I have like incorporated more things and more data and like other little things, but like I say, nothing really changed. Like I say, I think you said something about like with an old school, like you don't take the whole motor out, you know what I'm saying? Like you still gonna keep that same formula, but you might have to go tweak it to like as you go to the next level. I'm not gonna take my whole motor out the car. I might have to put a new spark plug or something on it to keep it, you know. So as you go and start like making those bigger trades, like you will have to add more to your formula and stuff like that. But for the most part, like I say, I still go do the same thing. And the crazy part, I have with my group, I do that. I show them the same things I do every day when I look at the market. And these are the things that help me make the trades and give me the ability to make the trades.
Good job, man. Let's clap for him right quick. That's good. Thank you, brother. And so the goal behind that is just asking, like showing you that the process doesn't change. It's the emotion that got to evolve, right? And that doesn't happen. So people don't like when I say this. A lot of traders be mad at me when I say this. That doesn't happen with paper money.
That's right.
It doesn't happen. I know y'all don't even know how many traders be at me. They be at my top. I don't be can. I be like, show me how much money you made. You can critique me all you want. Show me you made more money than me. Show me how many losses you've taken. You can critique me all you want. Show me a $200,000 loss and you still playing the game. Show it to me. Mine, they all on my page. But go look at that $360,000 win. Go look at that $120,000 win. Go look at that. You can critique me all you want, but let's put percentages to percentages. And we good. And it's nothing against nobody, everybody on different levels, but I don't critique other people because I don't know your process, and all I'm focusing on what Trap is doing. And how do I help my people out? How do I help my people see bigger? How do I help them see with a bigger vision? I don't have time to critique other people. I'm not mad at the people that critique me, but for me, it's all about how do I keep evolving? How do I keep getting better? How do I keep showing a process? How do I keep getting my people to think bigger? How do I keep getting them to understand that they can kill it? You can go get like the market don't care how much money you put in it. The market don't mind giving you the money. Do you have the information? Do you have the data? Do you have the plan? And do you have the emotion to make the play? And if you can line those things up, it's unlimited. It's unlimited. And so I consistently evolve as I want people to see that version. And so when I see people like KT, I remember Jason hit me. He was on a lot. He was like, yeah, he put the glasses on. Yeah, Trap, I'm 20,000 this week. You hear me? I said, okay, Jay. Yeah, I'm going for $150 this year, Trap. Oh, 150. What the original goal was? Like 75. I said, damn, you done went up that much? Yeah, I got it. Nah, Trap. I love that. I love to see people get confidence in the game. And everybody in here, if you keep playing small, if you don't grow to playing the game big, how you going to influence the people around you? Queen, you doing real estate with your mama, right? That's your mom? That was your mom? Yeah. That wasn't? Y'all just was together? Yeah. All right, so the dope part I liked about that, they were doing like group, like they was helping each other, right? The most she sees that, apartment complex, like the more, like if you in a real estate game, you see somebody getting a double, that's good. But then when you see them get a fourplex, you're like, okay. Now we going to fourplexes now. And you see that person go from a fourplex to a 100 units, you're like, oh, okay, we gonna up the game then. And then when you see them go from that to like, yo, I'm about to get a 360, and you're like, okay, we get. So the people around you influence your decisions whether you know it or not. And you become a byproduct of the beliefs of the people around you. You become a byproduct of the beliefs of the people around you. No matter how good, no matter how much you think that you can do a certain thing, if you're around people who don't believe that that can happen, at some point you start doubting what you believe in. Unless you get out of that environment and start being around people who believe bigger than what you believe. So one of the reasons why I literally moved from New Orleans out here to Atlanta, it wasn't because I love Atlanta more than I love New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I go back all the time, but the belief system in my city wasn't where I needed it to be. I love New Orleans. That's the best place on earth to me. But I didn't see success at a high level. Because you can't show success in New Orleans at a high level, because you show success in New Orleans at a high level, you become lunch. Because everybody's starving. So the people who are successful, they like, shit, I ain't not showing that like that. But you come to Atlanta, you know who's successful and who not. Everybody got doggone Benz 500. Everybody got a Phantom. Or you see them like it ain't nothing. You like, damn, what? You go ride somewhere, you see a bunch of houses, they say starting at 1.2 million. You like, wait, what, huh? Starting where? It's motivation. You inspired. It either forces you to dream bigger or it forces you to stay in your neighborhood where ain't nobody got no dreams. Financial blind spots. So for me, I understood all my homies, they just won't be what they want to be. And at one point in time, I shared that vision. Leave New Orleans? I'm not leaving no New Orleans, you tripping. Ain't nobody else got no culture like this. Oh man, we got Mardi Gras, we got everything we got. It's like, bro, like, you can come visit. You can visit all you want. And so I realized that when I left here, Atlanta forced me to think bigger. It forced me to see bigger. It inspired me to go bigger. Oh, bam, Tyler Perry bought a studio. It's in Atlanta. I got to go see that. You pull up till you go see it. I ain't even had to go in the gate. I just pull up on the side like, ooh, bad. I need a studio. Jose, I need 20,000 square feet, dog. I done outgrew it. Soon as we get the lights on, boom, I'm looking at it. Yep, I done outgrew this, bro. Cuz back there putting the racks up one by one. I think I helped him build one rack. I ain't built no more. I said, cuz, that's for you, cuz. I'm not doing nothing no more. I'm in the front. I'm the visionary. I'm visionary, cuz. My bad, cuz. I love you, dog. I'm a visionary, cuz. I got the vision. I'm going to take us there. You got to believe in me. I believe in you, dog, but these racks hard to put up, cuz. Cuz built that by itself. But I saw it. And then I started hanging around people that was like, yo, I made $1 million a day. I'm like, what, in one day? That's possible? Okay. I'm not mad at that. And you start hanging around, talking to people that's trading, that's like, yeah, we did 6 million in one trade. You did what? Oh, that's possible. I ain't seen nobody on Instagram talk about that. You bought how many contracts? 150. Oh, that's interesting. I ain't seen nobody on Instagram talk about that. You know what? I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go big. I'm gonna build out a formula. I'm gonna build out my strategy. Because if you can do 60 million or 100 million, I could do that. I just gotta build up what it takes to get there. And I know it may sound repetitive, but I truly believe that the only limits in life is the ones we handcuff ourselves to. And at the same time, you got the keys to freedom. You just keeping the keys from yourself when nobody ain't holding you back but your own fears. And so when you move past the fears, you unlock this potential that you didn't know you had. And you can be, when you see somebody go, yo, I had one contract. One of the things I love the most is people in the patient room. I love hearing them, like the dude say, bro, one of the most profound stories is two stories that I really love. And the guy said, Trap, it took me 30 years to build up $300,000 in my retirement account. It took me 1 year to go from $300,000 to $340,000. And it took me 5 months to go from $340,000 to $800,000. Bro, I'm indebted to you for the rest of my life. I said, shit, OG, you don't owe me nothing, cuz. You gotta go teach somebody that gangster stuff. And then the dude, I don't know exactly where Long Lee from, but he was like, bro, I retired my mom. He just told me this Saturday. He said, bro, I retired my mom. I flew out the country, I think Asia somewhere. I flew out the country to visit my mom. We on a call. His mom was like, hey, I can tell that smile. That was, you done helped us out. You done got us out. But I ain't do it because I ain't pull a trigger for him. He in the chat right now. I ain't pull a trigger for him. He pulled the trigger. He like, yeah, Trap, you know, I got 52 contracts. Wait, what? Yeah, you know, I got 52 contracts, bro. We done hit 6 figures a couple times. I'm down a little bit right now, but I ain't much tripping on that. I said, ooh, he talking spicy. He talking crazy on there. 52 contracts. I had to check mine to see if he outdoing me. This got 52 contracts. What kind of money you got over there, cuz? But when you believe in something, you take the limits off yourself. When you half-ass believe it, you still got a roof on yourself. You still put a cap on yourself. So I tell people all the time, go and borrow my fearlessness. Go and borrow my faith. Go and borrow my confidence, because it's okay to borrow something from me until you develop it yourself. Because once you develop it, you can show people my account all you want. They don't know me. But they know you. They grew up with you. They see you every day. When you show them I made 10 grand in the market, it feel a little bit different to them. When you show them, yep, I made your check in a day, they looking at you, hey, bro, why don't you put me on that stock stuff you be doing? Once you show them I made my salary in a month. Wait, how you did that? And the one thing I've learned about people who trying to get the game is if you keep showing them you making money, they start looking at what they doing ass backwards. Excuse my language, Queen. All right, they start looking at what they doing. They start doubting what they thought was doing because you start to show them a new way. And the problem with a lot of us is we just haven't been shown the way. My lawyer told me this in court. I'm going to go to this next segment. I apologize. My lawyer told me this in court, and this is something I would never forget it. I would never forget this. My life is on the line. There's a whole bunch of, drugs and guns on the table, and in my mind, I'm like, man, these people about to send me to Egypt. And I keep hearing my lawyer say stuff. He just keep interrupting the DA. He just interrupting her. Hey, Your Honor, I object. They racist. I'm like, whoa, bro, what are you doing here? Bro, I'm about to go to prison. I told the people I ain't copping out to the 25. They got to give it to me. Don't give it to them on a platter, dog. I got to do that 25 or better. If they find me guilty, bro, they doing more than 25, and they're going to be mad because I didn't take the 25. That's easy 35. Bro, I can't do that. Chill. First time I told him that, he was like, man, I know what I'm doing. You paid me. Then he jumps up again. Objection, Your Honor. They see this man here, a black man. He got a Cadillac Escalade. You know, he got money in the bank, he being a law-abiding citizen. They judging him off the past, so the judge like, overruled. So he just keeps shouting it out, but he not looking at the DA, he not looking at the judge. He talking to the jury. I'm like, yo, this dude about to get me. This dude about to, like, send me. Like, I need one of the cigarettes my grandma smoked, you hear me? I needed a Pall Mall. And so he did it one more time, he did it. He was like, that's false accusations, Your Honor. They judging him off his past. They didn't have a search warrant. For all we know, they could have put them drugs in the house. They already under investigation. So the DA said, Your Honor, stop him. Put him out the court. He like, Your Honor, I don't care. But the whole while, he never look at the judge. He never look at the DA. He keep looking at the jury. Yeah, the judge said, Mr. Fuller, we taking the time out. We taking the recess. Go outside. I'm going to hold you contempt of court. He said, Your Honor, do what you got to do. I will not stand for that in this court. You will not judge him based on something he said, some kind of law thing that I didn't remember. He said, you got to judge him off the evidence and not this evidence. You got to judge him on the law. Yeah, judge said, recess right now. It got heated. We go outside. I say, bro, what the hell are you doing? Help me, nigga. Shout out to John Fuller. And he told me something that was real dope. He said, once people hear something, they can't unhear it. Once they see something, they can't unsee it. They looking what's on that table. They see it. And every time the DA say something about you, they look right at them guns. They look right at them drugs. So it's my goal to interrupt that. I gotta interrupt that because they can't unsee that. I gotta interrupt that, and I gotta interrupt it to say, we not judging him based on what you see, we judging him based on the law. And the law says that they went in that house with no search warrant. The law says that they pulled him over, they didn't have a search warrant, they had no reason to pull him over, and they said it in the paper. So I gotta keep pounding that so they can see that, so they cannot judge you based on what they see, but they can judge you based on the law. I say, boy, you good. But if I go to jail, them people see something. He said, man, just let me do it. He said, all I need you to do is don't never look at me with doubt up in here. If you feel like something, just write all the curse words on the paper. And the whole trial, I wrote a whole bunch of F words. I'm out of here. I was playing hangman like this nigga gonna get me sent. I got found not guilty based on the law. But I'm telling you is, once your people see it, they can't unsee that. Once your people hear the emotion in you and the wind in you, they can't unhear that. My family believes in me now because they can't unsee going stay in a mansion for Christmas that's 17 bedrooms with a pool, a bowling alley, a chef. Everybody got their own room that I rented. They can't unsee that. My cousin up here right now, not because of what I told him. He quit in 2014. That hot 150 to 60 made, but he never stopped seeing me evolve, and he never stopped seeing me win. He never stopped seeing me sending them screenshots. Cuz, look what I just made. Cuz, look what I just made. Cuz, look what I just made. Cuz, this shit gonna change the game. Cuz, we gonna set some people free. Cuz, when I could come. So you don't have to pound them with it, and you don't gotta tell them, man, y'all tripping, y'all ain't doing what I'm telling y'all to do. You just keep showing up. And the one thing people don't wanna do is be left behind. Because they'd rather ride with you than to say, I used to know him when he ain't had nothing. So get them a reason. But you gotta be the one that show them the win. Because if you don't show them the win, what else they got to look forward to? You know their language, not me. You know my language, but they know your language. Same way you take my confidence, go give them yours. We trapping or we trapping? Let's go a little further, 2 days. I apologize, y'all. That happens sometime. All right, so watch this. I wanna go through these last 3 slides right here. That's gonna be good for y'all, and then we're gonna get into Flush it up, flip it, which is real dope. All right, so there's a price to pay for the chips. So one of the things I want us to look at is this, right? So at the bottom, you see the company names, but right here, you're looking at the PE ratio. So the PE ratio is price to earnings, meaning you're paying $1 for this company's earnings. That's why it's called PE, price to earnings. You're paying $1 for, you're paying this much for $1 of the company's profit. So if a company have a 17 PE, you're paying $17 for $1 of the, you're paying $17 for $1 of their profit. Does that make sense? It don't. All right. It do? All right. Yep. So you're paying, so that's what the PEs mean. So like a company like NVIDIA, you're paying $34 for $1 of their profit, right? For a company like ARM, you're paying $80 for $1 of their profit. For a company like Broadcom, you're paying $25 for $1 of their profit. So this is truly how you can tell the more expensive stock from the cheaper stock based on PE ratio. Now, you can't compare none of these companies to Apple. You can't compare none of these companies to John Deere. You gotta compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Are we trapping? All right, so there's a price to pay for the chips. Now, I wrote this down. As y'all can see, I write a lot of stuff down. Oranges to oranges. I did. Just like you said, Merlin. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. How you spell it?
Don't matter. It's how you say it.
No. How you spell it? Maryland. Maryland. I'm like, nah. That's the one way I mess with Jose, because he'd be like, I'd be like, where's the MU, dog? All right, so I wrote this down. This was real dope. All right, watch this. Go to the next slide right quick, Tootie. All right, so we got a couple things that happen. So AMD introduces AI chips for business laptops and desktops. So now they're going to compete. First of all, I love this because her and NVIDIA CEO are first cousins. So that's cold-blooded. All right, he blowing her out the water, but they both billionaires. And they both are the number 1 and 2 companies in their industry. That's in their blood. Right? But I already know Christmas at the house be crazy. Because it'll be crazy. It's going to be crazy when my cousin get his first million. I'll be like, so I got 200. But, because I like to beat him at everything we do. But, he will not go down without a fight. And that competitiveness I know that's what's at the Christmas table. I know that when they talking and they like, yep, I'm blowing you out the water. She like, but I'm coming for you. And the one thing I do know, cuz ain't gonna never stop coming. So I gotta always be on my A game, because the minute I let him win, it's over with. Serious time. So, go to the next slide, Tootie. All right, so right now we have Joe Biden has distributed this money around. Altogether, I think it's 6-point-something billion he gonna put out there. 60 billion he gonna put out there, something like that. But he's distributing this money around so these companies can build these chip companies inside of America so they can stop being hostage to Taiwan, which is hostage to China. Right? Because Taiwan broke away from China for freedom. China says, you got me messed up. And so America realizes, so that's why when China put 11 ships around Taiwan, talking about we practicing, I said, no, buddy. You gotta think about it. Taiwan makes 70% of all the chips made in the world. So if China overtakes Taiwan, that puts America and the rest of the world in China's what? Chokehold. We definitely don't want that. You think you don't like America now. You will hate us when China becomes number 1. Because a country that's taking over, I remember we had this conversation, like, all we know is America as the big dog. We don't know America as the number 2 or number 3 country. And when a country takes over another country, then you got to think about that company putting sanctions on that country to keep that country from evolving. So if China puts America in a chokehold and start charging America for everything that they do, that is an America you 100% don't want to be in. It is an America that most people won't be used to. It's the America that we don't, it's the America before they signed the independence who was under the rule of the Redcoats. And so America realized that China, that chips are the way to go. They are the future. And if you give China that kind of access, you put yourself at a deficit. So now Taiwan Semiconductor got I think it's in Arizona, to approve of the first facility to build chips in America. Am I right, Casey? Is it Arizona? It's Arizona. And so America's now realizing, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump like that, and I think sometimes we get the message mixed up with our emotion, but he said something that was real dope that I liked. He said, if America keeps all of our work in other countries, sooner or later we'll be slaves to them. I was like, that orange face know a little something. And it's simply that. If America, you can import, export with China, but if you should never be a slave to China. And you become a slave to China when you do majority of your business in China, and then China says, nope, you can't do that over here no more. And if they cut that off, now you become you come in a drought. Or they set the rules of engagement on you being able to get the work from them. Does that make sense? I would put it in street terms, but I want to respect my people in here. You feel me? So America now realizes that they need to make chips in America on American soil in order for them not to be slaves to whatever China. So if China says, we about to start shooting at Taiwan, America can say, I don't got to get in that. That's between y'all. Because I'm no longer hostage to them making 70% of the chips. Does that make sense? All right, cool. So I wrote something down that I want us to pay attention to. Since the AI boom, bubble, or hype, whatever you want to call it, the S&P has hit 22 all-time highs in 2024 alone. 22. It has added $10 trillion in market cap to the S&P 500 alone. All right. Also, in this was really good. During Q4, which is quarter 4, which is October, November, December of 2023, 36% of the S&P mentioned AI. That was 180 companies. That was up from the 155 companies that talked about it in 2022, which is up from the 4 companies that talked about it in 2020. So in 2020, 4% of the S&P talked about AI. In 2022, 155 companies talked about AI. In 2023 Q4, 180 companies talked about adding AI. Did I paint the picture right there? So whether you call it a boom, whether you call it a bubble, or whether you call it hype, here's what we do know. At this point, it is a growing industry that is being adaptable in America. That industry, yes, it does have revenue. Yes, it is adding to the bottom line. But because the market is a forward-looking mechanism, it is also adding hype. Does that make sense? Because the market wants to have something to be optimistic about. And the market doesn't know how to gauge its optimism. Does that make sense? Let me make it make sense. The market doesn't know how to say this is enough hype, or we should add 10% of hype to it, or we should add 15% of hype to it. The market knows how to say, yep, that's what y'all doing AI. Let's just buy. It becomes a chain reaction. You bought, I'm going to buy. He bought, I'm going to buy. She bought, I'm going to buy. She bought, I'm going to buy. And somebody sit back and say, wait, we've been buying a little too much for the last 6-7 months. You know what? I'm about to sell $1 million. Oh, you just sold $1 million? I'm about to sell $1 million. I'm about to sell $1 million. I'm about to sell $1 million. So now you go from being everybody buying to now, oh, wow. Damn, Trap sold 100 million. I'm sure about to sell. Hey, Trap, why you sold 100 million? I don't know. George, why you sold 100 million? Because I saw Trap sell 100 million. Casey, why you sold 5 million? Well, I saw George and Trap sell 5 million. I sold 5 million too. Domino effect. The market doesn't know how to gauge. It does everything in bunches. It buys in bunches. It sells in bunches. That's why the market runs up fast and then the market falls fast. The market does not know how to move a quarter. Only move a quarter tank. You know, my gas at 3/4 of a tank, I can make it this far. No, the car about to be on E. Well, it's on E, I can go another 33 miles before it cash out. That was a Negro spiritual, huh? Ash, make sure you fill the car up, you hear me? You feel me? So the market doesn't know how to move. It doesn't know how to gauge how much optimism or pessimism in it. It just know how to keep moving until it hits a certain support or resistance. That makes a little more sense, right? So for us, we have to determine how to position ourselves to take advantage of the optimism and position ourselves in the pessimism. I hope we got that. We got to know how to take advantage, unlike Kathy Woods. Sitting on the sideline for 5 months while the market is running crazy, in my mind, it's crazy. Not being fully invested makes more sense once you see the market going up like that. Being invested but not being fully invested is such a cool thing. Sitting on the sideline for 4 months, letting this pass by isn't the greatest thing. Having a little bit in it is cool, but when the market comes back down from $976 and it drops down to $765, that's a perfect time for you to do what? Just add a little more. That's what I did. I played the options game while the market was running because it wasn't the right time for me to do buy and holds. But when the market pulled back for 6 weeks straight, I pushed $200,000 over. I gave my daughter 75 bands. I took the other 125 and we just deployed it. Because I'm going to take full advantage of it. Am I making sense? So if the market is running like crazy, you don't have to get into the buy and hold game. You just say, all right, let me take care of it in the short term. I don't mind making that. Right? And then when the market pulls back, you find a way to say, okay, let me take some profits from here to put me in position over here, and now I can take advantage of it in the long term. Optimism gives you a lot of short-term progress. Pessimism gives you long-term success. Are we making sense here? We trapping? All right, let's go a little further. To that. Oh, damn. All right, man, so this is one of my favorite. Hold on, my partner from jail just called me. Y'all give me a second. Y'all mind? He gonna talk. Watch it. We going through the and say, I love you, dog. It's his favorite word to say. Let me see if he's gonna answer right quick. Jose, you mind? He just come over doing 25.
What's up, brother?
Oh, Lord. Why you sound like that, dog? Hey, hold up. Before you get in, I'm on my show live, dog.
Yeah.
I'm
we'll
on
talk
this.
about that later, man. How you doing? My spirit's still good, you know.
Your spirit's still good?
Calling for a little advice, you know, that's all.
Little advice?
We'll talk about it later, though, because it's a little deep, you know.
Everything you talk about is deep, dog. I don't understand how you I'm having all these deep conversations with you. You come home a week ago.
Well, I mean, you know, I like that big deep, that's all, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that surface stuff, bro. That, you know, it's no good for me.
All right, well, I'm doing my show, bro. I'll be down there. I'll be down there Wednesday. You hear me?
All right, brother. All right, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother. I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.
All right, brother.
All right, bro. I knew he was gonna say that. That man called me 7 times a day. He be like, what you doing? I'm like, the same thing I was doing the last hour you called me. I'm looking at, you in the movie room? Yeah, oh man. That's a dream right there. No, it's not. Nah, but I remember no, you don't remember. But I remember when we used to be talking about a bed. We used to be running them F's, dog, and you used to be telling me bro, you was gonna do this and that. And you know what, bro? Tell me what I know, bro. I always knew cause you just reading them books, bro. I gotta listen to him, cause he need to get that off his chest. He need to let me know that he always believed in me, yeah? I always believed in you, bro. You know, I remember. I be like, I knew you remember a lot, dog. Man, you know I love you, yeah, bro. I know you tell me every time I come on the call, every time we talk, at least 3 times on the call you said, dog. But I just be wanting to let you know that I love you and I'm proud of you. I be like, nigga, you ain't my daddy, no. You. But that's my dog, and I'm proud of him. He's 25 years is not easy. It's not easy to do. He lost his mama, he lost his sister, one of his sisters, and he told me something the other day. Jose was on the phone. He called me and he said, man, I saw you on the live. I said, what? On the live. Man, Nessa told me I was talking and she was like, you could watch him on Instagram live right now. He said, dog, that's amazing. I said, what? That you could talk to all them people. You know, I could talk to people. You need to give me a show. No, we not doing that. Man, I got a lot to say. Of course you do. I know you do. I know you do. It's first they come out of his mouth. You know, I got a lot to say. I've been gone. But I love to talk to him because he's just so enthusiastic about life right now. And I did 10 years. And I've been sending him money since I've been home now, which is about 16 years. But imagine going to jail when you're 18 and coming home when you're 42. I'm so excited to go see him this week. Because I left at 16 and I came home, I was 25. And it was a completely different world. Right? When I come home, people was putting music on their MySpace page. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, yo, where the music come from?
He on some Back to the Future thing.
Bro, now he like, hey, he do the weirdest thing now, Jose. He'll walk out the house and go sit at the racetrack. I say, bro, what are you doing? He be like, bro, I just be liking to watch the people pass.
The gas station racetrack?
I say, what? He said, no, I like to watch the people pass. He said, I go in the store, I give me a cold drink, I give me some chips, and I just sit down, and I just watch the people pass. I watch the cars pass. And in my mind, I know everything he feeling. Because for 24 years, all he could do was get on a big yard, and he was limited what he see. So now he watching men, he watching women, he watching kids, he watching cars, and it's just, mind you, when we went to jail, it was 2001. Them cars don't even look the same no more. Yeah, so I'm always empathetic to his conversation because it also puts me in a reality of how far I've come. And I think and I'm saying this as a moment for all of us, we know where we want to go, but we don't give ourselves credit for how far we've come. We don't give ourselves enough credit for what we've overcame and what we survived because we always on to the next thing. We always on to the next thing, and we don't appreciate one of the biggest things. Jose get me on right this all the time. He always say, bro, you need to sit in a moment and realize like who you are and what you do for people, bro. I be like, nah, bro, we got to keep going. He be like, nah, we need to appreciate it. And so just talking to my dog every day, I try to always answer his calls because I know the world is sending so much at him so fast and he ain't learned how to process it yet. So, anyway, my apologies. I do that sometimes. All right, Jose, let's get into it, bro. We going to flush it up, flip it. We going to flush it up, flip it. All right, let me get my thing. How y'all feeling in here? Damn. That mean I'm... Hey, listen, them 3 hours be a lot in person. That shit be cool at your house on the sofa.
You at home eating sandwich?
Yeah, like, yeah, what? Let me go back right quick. That trap still on that bitch? All right.
Leave him alone, Tootie.
In person, you be like, Tootie, get that nigga. In person, you be like, Tootie, get that nigga now. Where's Tootie? Where the clock at? Y'all gonna have more. They're gonna have more respect for Tootie moving forward. Like, nigga be like, what Tootie? Let him. I get it. Go ahead. Get that nigga on the screen, Tootie. All right, Jose, let's go left first. Let's get into it. All right, first, the last one, Jose. Okay, he got it. All right, the first one up to deck is RTX, right? So let's talk about it. It's an aerospace and defense company which engages in the provision of aerospace and defense systems and services for commercial, military, and government customs, right? Year to date, Jose is up 20%. In 1 year, though, it's down 0.85%. Jose, are we flushing it, Jose, or are we flipping it?
Squad say we flipping it. What y'all think?
What squad? But what squad you going off? You going off?
On online squad, because that's all I talk to the most. They fighting.
All right, so I'm gonna rock with them. I'm gonna rock with them. All right, I'm gonna rock with them. Are you flushing it or are you flipping it? Come here, Queen. Yeah. Yep. You walk with her, Jose. I'm gonna get her to come up here. Y'all want to come up here? Yep. We're gonna let her sit down. I'm about to give you some power. We all respect you up here. Take a seat. Here's my buttons. All right, so you got the flush it, and you got the flip it. So we're gonna let you pick. All right. You gonna press the button for me?
Right now?
Oh, wait. We flushing or we flipping, Jose? We flipping. We flipping? Hold on. Let's talk about this. So, in 1 year, it's up 20%, and year to date is down 0%. How you feel? We ain't worrying about what they talking about.
Where the world is right now.
Where the world is.
They're going to probably go up.
You like it? Let's make some money, then we're going to flip it. She say flip it. There you go. Today, give us some. Today, turn our beat up, dog. All right. Next on the list, how you feel?
Good answer.
She good. I like it. All right. Next on the list, we got Republic Services, right? If the company engages in the provision of environmental services, it operates through 3 groups. The first segment focuses on business and recycling. The second one focuses on waste, and the third one focuses on geographical wastelands. Year to date, Jose, the company is up 16%. In 1 year, the company is up 37%, Jose, and the company pays a 1.7% dividend. We flush it or we flip it. How y'all feel? How you feel? She say flip that thing. There we go, Tootie. There we go. Don't stop your money machine. Let your money run. All right. Next up to date, we got Crane Company, right? It manufactures and designs aerospace electronics and engineered industrial products, meaning products for the industrial industry. It operates through 4 segments: aerospace, electronics, processing, flow, and payment merchandise. In 1 year, Jose, the company is up 19%. Year to date is up 19%. In 1 year, it is up 82%, and they pay a 0.57% dividend yield. We flushing or we flipping? We flipping? Let's flip it then, Queen. Bro, that ain't the same thing, bro. All right, KEX. All right, let's go. Next company, Jose, is, how you feeling? This your research part of the show? I'm messing up your research? We'll get it. I got you. All right. Kirby Corp is a tank and barge operator, which engages in the transporting of bulk liquid products. It transports petrochemicals, black oil, refined petroleum products, and agricultural chemicals, Jose. It operates in the marine transportation by the United States flagged vessels. Right, Jose, it is up 29% year to date. It is up 50% in 1 year. It does not pay a dividend, Jose. How do we feel about it? How you feel? We talking about up here. All right, next up today, Jose, we got BMI. All right, let's go. We got it measurements, in the provision of flow measurements, control products, and communication solutions with water utilities. These are the people that got the water meters, y'all. That's all you got. You got the water meters. All right. Serve water utilities, municipalities, and commercial and industrial consumers. Its products are classified as municipal water and flow instruments. Jose, in 1 year, the company is up 22%. I'm sorry, year to date is up 22%, and 1 year is up 36%. They pay a 0.57% dividend yield. Jose, are we flushing or are we flipping?
At first they were saying we flushing the water company.
They was flushing the water company.
He said it all problem too.
You research this company? Okay, how you feel? You say we flipping. All right. Yeah, that's a little, we call that conviction. All right, next we got DHR. It engages in the design and manufacture of marketing of professional medical, industrial, and commercial products. It operates through the following segments: biotechnology, life sciences, diagnostics, and environment and applied solutions. The life science segment offers instruments including DNA and RDA products. Environment solutions offers services to protect the environment. And the biotechnology segment includes bioprocessing and discovery of the medical business. It ranges in tools, consumables, and services. Jose, year to date, the company is up 10%. In 1 year, Jose is up 12%. And they pay a 0.44% dividend yield. We flush it or flip it. What you say? Tell me why. 82%. You don't done that? Flush it. She said flush it. We flush it. I ain't. She said she don't like it. I ain't mad at it. Let's go with it. She said they ain't done that well. She said they got better fish in the sea. She said they got. She said they got better. You can't go from giving me 50%, 20% to 8%. She ain't feeling it. She want her lick back. Give me my money. You hear me? It's all right. We want our money. All right, let's go. Intel. It engages in the design Why you look like you ready to flush it already? I saw you flinch as soon as I said the name. All right. All right, it engages in the design. Look, my mama text me talking about some flush. What you know, Mom? Mom, what you know about some flush? You gonna text me talking about some flush. Get out of here. All right, so the firm, Mama Trap, talking about some flush. All right, it engages in the design and manufacture of sales of computer products and technologies. It delivers computer networking, data storage, and communication platforms. The firm operates through the following segments: client computing, data center, and network and edge. There's a lot of other things it do. It does pay a 1.45% dividend. Year to date is down 29%. 1 year is up 14%. 5 years is down 40%, just to give you a bigger picture. Flush it or flip it? How you feel? What you say? She like flush. How you feel? Flush it down. You got it. Hey. All right. All right, tell me how y'all feel about this one. Ooh, this one gonna be a doozy. Ooh, this one gonna be a doozy. All right, LMT, Lockheed Martin. Look, KT pick his head up. It operates through global security and aerospace company, which engages in the research, design, development, manufacturing, and integration of sustainable technology systems. The products and services it produces through aerodynamics, missiles, and fire control. The MFC segment is involved, which is the missile part, in air and missile defense and tactical missiles. The RMS segment designs, manufactures, service, and supports various military and commercial helicopters. It pays a 2.67% dividend yield. Are we flushing or are we flipping? All right, 1 year, year to date is up 1%. 1 year is down 4%. And 5 years is up 46%. What you say? So earlier in the year, I took this out the portfolio. When I redid the recession portfolio, it was killing last year. I took it out the portfolio this year. How we feel? How we feel? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I just think because of the times we're in, it's like war makes money
War makes money?
for these kind of companies.
So what you want to do?
I want to.
Flip that thing now. She say, I won't flip it, Trap. I ain't mad at her. She say, with these type of times we in, war make money. I like how you think. You done seen enough war, and she done seen enough people make some money off war. I ain't mad. Look at my mama keep texting me talking about something flipping. Get out of here, man. LaShawna, we got to fly her in for the next show, you hear me? We got to fly Mama Trappin. She knows she don't supposed to be texting me during the show. She want me to know she watching. Oh, here you go, I can use. Don't start that. All right, next on the list is KLAC. Engages in the supply of processing control and yield management solutions for the semiconductor and nanoelectric industry. The company operates through the following segments: process control, specialty semiconductor processing, and PCB, display and component inspection. So it looks at it creates processing controls for semiconductors, also display systems. I'm just making it make sense. The semiconductor processing control segment provides a comprehensive portfolio of inspections, meaning if a company has semiconductors, they'll inspect the whole idea for them before the company say yes or no. Basically, they'll inspect the semiconductor, they'll inspect the display screens, they'll do all that. Jose, the company does pay a 0.87% dividend yield. The company is up 13% year to date, is up 73% in 1 year, and it is up 423% in 5 years. Flush it or flip it? Flip it. What's your name? Miss Sharon, let's give her a round of applause, y'all. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. That was good, Jose. That was good, Jose. All right, so we're going to get into this next segment. So we're about to do the next 600. It's called 1-800-TRAP, a hotline. Anybody. So we're going to do something different. Man, leave me alone. We're going to do something different this week. We're going to let 5 people in the audience ask a question. Okay, ask y'all a question. It don't matter what it is. It don't matter what it is. Jose, I do want to say this, though. We are doing so LaShawna, what's the dates we decided on? I think we decided on May the 31st. May 30th, we're going to do a meet and greet. May 31st and June the 1st, we are going to do a portfolio mastery class for 50 people in here in the studio. I'm going to let the people in here get their ticket first because they're here in person. You will get it at a discount. I'll tell y'all when the cameras get off. So the people here, I got to be real with them. the people online. No, I ain't dropping the link till. I ain't gonna drop the link till after the show for Master. Who we giving the link to after that? Triple Beam Team, Master the Triple Beam, and they gonna get it second, and then everybody else get it third. So now y'all know that. It's gonna be portfolio mastery. So the goal behind that is gonna be to, I love the time that we in. And so I know a lot of people struggle with, one of the things people struggle with is building out portfolios that can dominate the market. And so what I'll be doing is showing you how to construct two different portfolios. One portfolio will be based on how to beat the market, like going through the process of trap. How do you beat the market? So the last 3 years, we just crushed the market, right? So showing you like, yo, this is how we beat the market outside of just the 10 stocks, how we go through doing it, and then how to build out another portfolio based on just longevity. We're gonna do that the first 2 days. Well, Friday and Saturday we'll do that. Thursday we're gonna come in here, do a meet and greet, just meet up. We're gonna eat, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna have some catered food in here so we have a good time. We're gonna vibe out, and then we'll get prepared. It'll come with workbooks. It'll be me teaching y'all for a day and a half. Well, 2 days, me teaching y'all, just going in. Definitely gonna get somebody to pull up on us to give us some more information. I think it's important for people to learn how to, who knows how to build out a great portfolio. You feel me? So with 50 people in here, 2 people saying they can build out a great portfolio. And I probably can poke holes in what they got going on too. But I ain't mad at that. You probably can build that out. I'm not taking nothing from you. I love it. But that shows what people just need that. If we put it in the chat, who knows how to build out a great portfolio? And salute to y'all for knowing how to build that out. And a great portfolio will consist of buy and hold and knowing how to play the options game to feed that portfolio, right? And so once you learn how to do that, I call them bulletproof portfolios. There's a science behind me beating the market every month, and really just jumping on it. And so what I want us to do is go through it, see it, be meticulous in the idea. I think, and once you have it, you can then teach that to your people. I call it part of your family SOPs. So we definitely gonna do that. Don't be cursing me out in the chat. So y'all will get it first, because I think for me that's the power of showing up. That's the power of being in the room, showing up. Then after that, I'll get Master the Triple Beam. The Triple Beam team and Trap is anonymous. They'll come in second. So y'all will get it today. They'll probably get it. When we'll release it to them, Jose? Tomorrow. Yep. And then, but after that, y'all here get the discount. Everybody, the Master of the Triple Beam get the discount because I told them that. And then everybody else got to pay full price. So I wanted to put that out there. Let's go. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now.
Yes,
Hi,
ma'am.
Trav. How
it's
are
good,
you?
Queen.
So my question is, I joined the Patreon. Did I say it right?
I guess.
All right. So I joined the Patreon, and I noticed like today you dropped some info on the trades that you're planning to make.
Yeah.
I'm new to options.
Yeah.
I have buy and holds with the top 7 companies, the Magnificent 7. So I have that in there prepared to just let it sit and see what happens. But I was thinking about doing the same plays that you did. If I didn't do them early today like you did it, can I still do it like tomorrow or no?
It depends.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for being in there. Okay. All right, that's salute. Let's clap for that. I think that's a great question, but I look at it 2 ways. If you don't know do you know how to execute?
I don't know how to execute, but I can learn.
All right, so the problem with that is I don't mind you making a play because that's what you're there for.
Right.
But the problem is if you don't know how to execute, you'll get caught in a play.
Right.
Like the Queen said, she was like, yo, I got in it,
right,
but I ain't know how to sell it. And that little time can cost you a lot. It can go from you being up 50-something% to being down 20%. Things happen fast.
Right.
I got a free options training. At least go find that.
Right. Okay.
We doing a free options training. I don't have the link to it, but it's somewhat float. Yeah, let's give it. Let's tell Elise get that free option training like an hour.
Okay.
Right? If you see the free options training and you don't know nothing, take it. I don't feel comfortable with telling you get in that play and you like, yo, I don't know nothing.
Right. Okay.
I don't feel comfortable telling you that.
That makes sense.
If you was like, Trap, I know how to execute, I don't just understand it all the way. If you know how to execute, we can walk you through the journey.
Right.
But if you don't know how to execute, I don't want to do that because I don't handhold enough.
Okay.
Right? And I don't want to put you at a disadvantage with your hard-earned money. So I would say, no, I don't feel comfortable with you doing it. I can't tell you what to do, but I don't feel comfortable with you doing it. I would rather you at least go through the free training I got and then be like, all right, I'm ready to knock it out the park. Because at least then I know you at least know what the heck going on.
Okay.
So that's how I feel about that, Queen.
That makes sense.
Yep, let's go. Let's give her a round of applause for that. Options is not, like, I know it's so attractive, but that market is so ruthless. It's unforgiving. It don't care if it's your rent. It don't care if it's your kids' college tuition. It don't care if it's a trust fund. It don't care. And once they take it, it's not gonna give that money back. So I want us to think like that. So I definitely want y'all to get that. Let's go. What you got, King? Talk to me.
Prosperous day to you, Trap. First and foremost, I appreciate everything that you're doing and allowing us to be the first audience to come in and, soak up all the information up close and in person. It's a two-part thing. I know we usually keep it short. But first is a testimonial. When the market was going down from the options master course, you have, part of the course you have They Panic, We Eat. I switched everything up with the QQQ. Then I went the SQQQ route, and I came up on a life-changing amount of capital.
Come on now.
So that definitely helped. Appreciate that. That definitely helped me change my mindset about, the game. It's just you make it real clear for us to be able to follow and execute accordingly. If we believe and lock in with you, things can change. As far as the question is concerned, I just wanted to know your perspective on Tesla. It went down, 40% in the past few months. I listened to what you were saying about the 20% pullback. And I know that they're getting, banged up in every corner. Elon going crazy and he doing the price slicing. But does that seem like an opportunity to you potentially with it being so low and it does have a lot of potential to the upside, or is that something where we want to stay away from it at this time?
Man, I think that's a great question, first of all. Shout out to you for just executing on what we got. I'm confused with that company. I'm not gonna lie to you. I own over 550 shares of it.
Right.
I don't believe that management has been managing correctly. I don't feel like it's a broken company, but I feel like it's a company that is right now in chaos. And it starts with leadership.
Right.
There's so much competition, and they're losing a lot of market share in China. They didn't do good with earnings today. They didn't do good with revenue today, but yet the stock after hours is up 12%.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen that before in my life.
Great.
You miss earnings, you don't do good with earnings, you don't do good with revenue, you don't give good guidance. How does the stock go up 12% after hours? I own what I own, and until I see any improvement, I'm okay with what I own.
Right.
I know I didn't hear the rest of the call. They was talking about the auto taxi.
Right. The robo-taxi. Yeah.
The robo-taxi. I think that'll be huge. I think that is the growth that they need. They need something new. I know they're supposed to be dropping a cheaper version of car, like around $30,000. Right. I think those two things are pivotal. So I have to go back and listen to it because I was getting prepared for the show. Right. I need to go back and listen to the call to see what they said. I'm okay with staying where I'm at.
Right.
Every discount isn't worthy of jumping on if you don't have clarity, especially because the story around the company isn't the same from when I first bought it. And I always say that, like I don't let my emotion tell me what to do. I let the story and the data tell me what to do. At the time, they were the leading company in United States and China. They're not the leading company in China no more. And China makes up the bulk of sales. That's a story change in itself. Right. Elon has now, and I've never been the richest man in the world before. I hope y'all know that. And he is such a brilliant man, but his brilliance, I think he gets tired of certain stuff and then he pivots. And I think the bulk of Tesla is predicated not just around the Tesla. I think 60% of Tesla is predicated around him. And that is kind of like Apple was predicated around Steve Jobs. We had to buy into Tim Cook. But once you bought into Tim Cook, you realize, he's actually a better CEO than Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs was a better inventor than him, right. If that makes sense, right? So I think that Elon, if he can dedicate himself, to me, back to the brand, right. I think it's one of the most amazing companies ever. The Cybertruck just had a whole recall. Yep. As one of the most anticipated vehicles of our time, it has a recall on it, which happens, but not when you recall everything and then we don't understand what's going on. So I just think for me, it's so much uncertainty around the brand. I'm cool with just staying where I'm at until I can find more certainty. And so for me, the discount on it wasn't really worth me jumping on. It was worth me just being cautious of it. And then the stock going up 12% after hours with no real good guidance is truly enough for me to say I need to chill for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I feel, King. I hope that was enough to help you. Man, but
that's good. And I know you'll expound on it later, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, King, thank you. Let's clap for that. Trey T was popping.
Trap, how you feeling?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah, man. First, I appreciate everything.
Yeah.
So I want, what's 3 things like a company has to have for you to invest in, and then what's like 3 no-nos? Like, I don't care what company it is, who the CEO, like these 3 things, I ain't rocking with it. So that's all I got.
All right, that's a good question. So the question is, what are 3 things that a company must have for me to rock with it? And what are 3 things that a company has that I say that's no good? So 3 things that it must have is good management. Great management produces a great return on invested capital. Great management understands how to leverage a business and position it well. Great management understands how to navigate troubled waters. So great management is good. Great management, we talking about companies like ServiceNow. Great management, we talking about companies like Chipotle. That's great management. You can't do nothing about that. Second, a great company has to have a ROIC that is greater than its WACC. We talk about that a lot, and because that tells us that management can do great things with the money. That represents the money part of the business. And thirdly, if the company does have debt, I need to see that a company has a great interest coverage ratio, because that tells me that the company can pay down the debt with operational cash flow and not other forms of cash flow, right? So that means what they making for operations. So I look at it like this. Let's say you got a house, right? You live in a house and you and your spouse together, the money that y'all bring in from y'all jobs or y'all business, that's operating cash flow. That money can pay off the debt. Let's say you cut grass and wash cars on the side, and that's not your business. So you do that on the side. Well, better yet, let's say the money you make from investing and trading, that's not part of your operational cash flow. That's another form of income. Then you don't need that income to pay the bills. You can pay the bills and your debt based on what y'all make from operations. So for me, a company with a high ROIC, a high interest coverage ratio, if they have debt, is important, because it lets me know side investments can be side investments and operational cash flow can pay down debt. Does that make sense? I went a little deep in my bags just now. So that's important to me. So now we're talking about business structure. Like, one of the things I love about that is just understanding how businesses operate. And you don't have to be scientific or a genius with this. You just need to learn basic economics and basic business structure, right? And that's kind of what the Wall Street Trappin course and the Trappin method is about. You can use that and apply that framework to any business and just put the business on a scale. And if it don't weigh up, that means pass. 3 things that I don't. One is if a business is just too hard for me to understand. I don't care how much they up in money. If I can't understand it, I don't need to put no money in it, because if I don't understand it, I don't know when they have an advantage or a disadvantage. And if I can't understand when they have an advantage or a disadvantage, it automatically puts me at a disadvantage. I think one of the things that hurt people is somebody be like, yo, this company up 300%. You like, yep, let me get it. But you don't understand why it's up 300%. You don't understand what the market sees. So that's important for me. Too much debt. Debt to equity ratio for me is always 2 to 1, meaning more assets to debt. So if a company has $300 million in debt, I need to see it with at least $600 million in assets or cash flow or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that matters a lot to me. If it's not like that, then that means to me that the company management don't know what they're doing. Or if it's a growth company, it may be an exception, but too much debt is just something I can't. Because if stuff get real, then I realize now that I'm going to lose out. You know what I'm saying? Like AT&T. I used to like them, but then they made an investment that put them $175 billion in debt. And then I was like, nope, it's not the company for me no more, because the story changed. I think thirdly, if a company has no moat that I can identify with. And the moat, like every company at least 90% of the companies I invest in, they have to have some type of competitive advantage in the market. Because if you don't have a competitive advantage in the market, that leaves you susceptible to the other companies that are competing with you. And if you have no way to fight those companies off, then I'm gonna lose my money. Right? So when you look at companies like Amazon and they say, yeah, we about to get into the pharmaceuticals, and we about to get into medical, and then you see people like Rite Aid going out of business. You see people like CVS and Walgreens trying to partner with other companies. You understand why? You know what I'm saying? Because you know this behemoth of a company can be the #1 person in this company, in this industry within the next 5 years, and you have nothing to compete with them with. And so if a company is not evolving, if a company don't have a competitive advantage or a growth strategy, then I'm not there. Prime example, Radio Shack, Circuit City. Best Buy came around, Amazon put them out of business. Blockbuster, Netflix came around, they could have bought them. They didn't, but they had no growth strategy. Put them out of business. Toys R Us, Amazon, y'all didn't want to get into online sales, y'all don't want to put the money into that, put them out of business. No business is exempt. Business is the best sport in the world. Business is better than the game of football, the game of baseball, the game of basketball, because people look at the game and not understand the business behind the game. Business is the best sport ever. And so if you don't have a way to defend yourself in the industry, you're going to lose. And the way to do that is by creating a moat in that business. If you can't create a moat in that business, you're going to sink. And I don't want to be a part of that.
That was good. I like that.
Let's go, brother. I appreciate you. Don't put me on the spot like that. Oh, hey, he got me messed up. Put me on the spot like that. You feel me? I'm off the head, man. I do it for a living. I can put that killer on y'all right quick over there. He like, nah, Trap, because Tony Casey, ready. Let's go, Queen. How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed. Amazing. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So I am a homeschool mom, right? And financial literacy is very important. So
yes.
I want to incorporate that in my children's curriculum. And I wanted to ask if you can provide input on how I should structure their learning sequence to introduce that to them.
Yup. Age bracket.
Oh, 17, 9, 7, and 5.
Come on, mama. 17, 9, 7,
and 5.
All right. So, what was there any type of financial literacy taught anywhere along the journey?
Not this type.
Okay.
Like they know about like savings and how to earn a dollar.
Okay.
Things of that nature. But when it comes to more of the entrepreneurial aspect of it, and even the investing part,
right.
I just want to give them an
Perfect.
advantage.
I got
and
it.
myself as well.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. I think one of the things that you can start off with, one of the things I started my daughter off with was financial ABCs. And the reason why that's important, because we can now put a face with every alphabet. Now, the 17-year-old may fight you a little bit on that. You know, I'm like, well, I know the ABCs already, but I'll talk about that as well, something we could do with the 17-year-old. But the 9, 7, and 5-year-old, perfect. Financial ABCs: A, asset; B, bank; C, cash; D, debt; E, equity. Go down the line. That's one way, because you get accustomed to it, and then you can make them use the words in sentences. So you use the word, make a definition, use the word in a sentence, right? That's going to help them in a whole nother way. Next, one of the things we can do is start giving them money opportunities, and then as we give them money opportunities, put them in exercises on how they deploy the cash, right? So you say, all right, if you take out the trash, you get $3. It don't have to be nothing major, nothing crazy, right? And then at the end of the week, you set up systems on what they can do with the bread, right? So you say, all right, well, if you got $6 this week, you're supposed to. So one of the things I tell my daughter is, for every $10 to $100 you get, your goal is to invest 80, save 20. Right? Because you always want more money working for you than money sitting around. But you can't neglect the idea that you need some money sitting around. Right? You need some money that's liquid that you can just touch right quick, fast. So I tell her to invest 80, save 20. But I'm lying. It's invest 70, save 20, use 10. But always spend more than you need to. So it's invest more than you save more than you invest, and spend less than you need to. That's her 3 principles. So at the end of the week, what you say?
That's how we do it.
Yeah. So what happens is you now put principles in play. So those are money principles. Invest more than you save more than you spend, and spend less than you have to. And what happens is most people are like, damn, what I'm gonna use to spend? Well, you always say, okay, here's 10% of that, right? So here's whatever that is. You say, well, your investment decisions and your saving decisions are what's going to dictate your life. But as human nature, you still want to spend some money. And that's okay. We don't want to take that from you. So you invest more than you save more than you spend more than you need, less than you need to. That's another option. So now at the end of the week, all during the week, you invest in that principle. You're talking about that principle. And now you start telling them what type of investments they can make, whether it's stocks, whether it's whatever, whether it can be in a business. So this is how you get into the investing in business component of that. All right, well, if mama got a business and you see a business opportunity, where are you going to get the money from to invest in the business? Well, you told me to invest more than I save more than I spending less than I have to, but I'll take some of the money I was supposed to invest and invest in the business. All right, cool. So then when you do that, now you start teaching them about return on investment. Right, so if you invest $10, you want to have at least bop type it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can teach them that, but the goal is not to flood them with it.
Right.
So I give my daughter incremental things, a little bit at a time. She's 8 years old. I don't got to try to make her the next Warren Buffett by the time she's 10. Right? She got a whole life to do that. But what happens is I'm getting her familiar with money ideas, right? Money concepts. Mm-hmm. That's what matters. Their brain can suck that in. Next is you teach them about credit cards. You have to teach them about that because we live in America, and America loves you to be a consumer. So you talk to them about credit cards, the benefits of them. You talk to them about the disadvantages of them. You talk to them about debit cards. Those are important because every kid is going to be faced with a situation where they got to use credit cards and debit cards. I tell my daughter all the time, you don't even need a debit card. You don't even need it. It don't serve you no purpose. You know what I'm saying? But I do tell her about some of the functions of credit cards, right? But the thing, you know, I'm not a credit card guru, and I've never met a millionaire that said I got rich off using credit card points. But I tell her the advantage of it. So one day my daughter asked me, I showed her, I said, look, Stan, I got 8 million American Express points. I said, but I had to spend a lot of money to get that. But I use these points because they act as cash. If I'm gonna use the money anyway, I'm gonna use the credit card, but in using the credit card, we gotta pay the credit card off. So you talk to them about those little things, and one of the easiest way to do that is ask yourself, write down a list of everything that you didn't know about financial literacy that you wish somebody taught you. And you go down a list incrementally talking to them about the things that you did not get taught. So that in itself will put them in better position. And then as time goes on, as you learn, you give it to them. But the most important part about all of that is something that I'm writing out. It's called Family SOPs. I wrote them out, but I'm keep putting them together so I can give them to people so they can have a playbook on it. But that's going to be so important because now they have a playbook on the financial literacy mistakes and the things that you did well, and then y'all can go over that as a family. I know that sounded like a lot, but incrementally, I think the thing that most people miss is you learn financial literacy incrementally, not all at once. So the 17-year-old, you're gonna have to speed the process up a little bit more so they can retain more information. In order for them to retain more information, there has to be a bigger reward at the end, because that's what's gonna move them. You know what I'm saying? So now for them, it may be something like, let's put some money in the stock market and let me show you what we need to do with it. All right, you wearing these shoes, you wearing that, you like this, you like that, you on YouTube, you on this, you on that. Let me show you how you can invest in it, and this is what's gonna make you rich. This is what's gonna make you wealthy. You gotta make it more tangible. For the 9, 7, and 5-year-old, you can make it a game. For the 17-year-old, you gotta make it tangible. And if you consistently do that, by the 17-year-old, by the time they're 25, they got it. I hope that helped.
It does.
There we go, y'all. Let's go. Huh? Nope. 2 more questions. Nope.
Good.
Let's go. Yep. 2 more questions.
What's up, Trap?
What's up, brother?
So I know you always say.
Tell him play a beat when he get a chance, you heard? Let's go.
I know you always say you're not a day trader, but I'm a day trader, right?
Yep.
So, you know, day traders, we focus like 99% on technicals.
Technicals, yep.
You feel me? So, and I know the long-term game, that's why I'm really here for real, trying to learn the long-term game.
Yes, sir.
The long-term game is more fundamental,
Yep.
more fundamental now. So my question is like your long-term leap option, is that more so a fundamental game or the technical game?
Fundamentally based.
Fundamental, so.
And the reason because is I always tell people I don't have nothing against day traders. Like, I love day traders because your mindset and the thing that you have to do to be successful in that game is top tier. Like, your margin of error is so small. Like, you have to truly lock in. So when I see successful day traders, all I do is salute them. For me, I'm going out 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 1 year. The technicals matter only in a sense. The fundamentals tell me if I'm able to go out that far, right? So it be based on quarters. Like, what have you done this quarter? What have you done that quarter? That gives me the confidence to go out another quarter or 2 quarters. That matters to me. Did you beat earnings the last 2 quarters? What are some of the things I looked at in the last 2 quarters that give me the confidence to say you can make it the next quarter? Right? I'm not looking for head and shoulders patterns. I'm not looking for VWAPs. I'm not looking for bearish pullbacks. I'm not looking for those. Those don't matter in the 6-month time frame, but I am looking at where's the volume at? Where's the open interest? Where's the trend going? Is it trending up? Is it trending down? If it's trending down, if I'm seeing lower highs, then that may tell me to step back for a minute because it's trending the wrong. It's still high, but those low, am I seeing lower lows? Then I know to step all the way back. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not as technical as you, but I use a little bit of it to help me identify where I need to go at, right? I'm also looking like, how did it trade the last 150 days? Like, what did it look like in that way? So it's not as technical at you. It's truly fundamentally based with an appetizer of technicals along the way. Does Does that make sense?
I got it.
So if you're a day trader, bro, like salute you. You're a savage.
Appreciate
You know what I'm saying? Salute them. Yep. Let's go, Queen.
Yeah.
My love from the Bronx. Let's go, man.
I want to know, how do you, I have a toddler, he just turned 3.
A what?
A toddler, I have a son.
Let's go, mama.
Yeah, so I did try to, a short little quick second, I did try to make it to your show in August, but I made the last hour of the show, so I sat in the airport for 22 hours.
Damn.
And I didn't get to I VIP ticket, everything, and I missed like the whole show. So I did get that workbook though, so that was like, that showed a lot of loyalty because you really did send it. I'm not.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was a little like, but I got it. So I came to this one today. So it's like, I feel like I've given myself an A because I'm still going, but I'm struggling trying to keep the A. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing in the market. I don't have the option play like I said, so I'm like adding money. Sometimes I'll pull money, put it somewhere else. And I just can't find a balance between a single parent. I'm not gonna say single mother because there's single fathers too. But I'm trying to find a balance of being a mother, working kind of the schedule you worked. I work 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week, sometimes 7. Trying to be a mother, trying to invest. Don't really have time to study. Trying to just pass the math part of my GED like you did. Being in Florida, coming from New York, used to fast hustle, fast money. Now I'm in Florida, it's slower. Got to get my money by 9 to 5 as a common law state. So I'm struggling with the balance. So when you started in the stock market, I guess, how did you balance being a parent and trying to learn the stock market? Because it's like if I put my son to sleep, my son sleeps with me. I'm a full asleep. So to get back up and try to hit the books for at least an hour, I'm like, but then you watch your show and it's like, if you want it, and it's like, that shit sound good, excuse my language, but it's like, when you're in that bed, it's like, yeah, it's quiet, I'm going to sleep. So it's like, it's money sitting there, but I don't really know what I'm doing with it. So.
I got you. Nah, first of all, let's just salute you for the grind you putting in. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think I was blessed in a way because my daughter mama allowed me to do a lot.
Okay.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'll never take credit. We have our ups and downs, but it ain't like we be at each other's top. It's just we may have a disagreement about my way of seeing something of hers, but we have such a dope relationship. She's always backed me from the beginning. So once I told her what I was doing, she was like, I'm all in on it. Yeah. But before I was doing this, when I was just working, before I had the business part of it, when I was working that time, because I was working 7/12s, or 6/12s, or 6/10s, she kept my little one. And I would just, my commitment was when I'm off, I'm coming, and I would take days off. But what I did do was, you don't have to overconsume yourself with this.
Yeah.
And the reason why you don't have to overconsume yourself with it is because the market ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So I challenge you for the next 6 months to take 30 minutes out your day.
Yeah.
I challenge you for the next 90 days. You about to get the options course.
Yeah.
For the next 90 days, don't even focus on making a trade.
Okay.
Don't focus on making a trade. You know why?
That's cashing out.
Huh?
You mean trading as cashing out?
You in trades already?
I don't know.
You don't
like,
know?
I know. I think my word is mixed up. I think I probably know what I mean, but I think my words be mixed up, like trading, selling. So I think I know, but
So
I don't.
Do you have money in the market right now?
I have.
Is it buy and hold? Like, is it in there to sit there?
I have ASML.
All right. So is that to? Do those have a date on it?
Oh no, they not cool. They just share.
They just buy and hold. All right, cool.
Yeah, buy and hold.
So here's what I want you to do. Let's give it a Wall Street Trappin course.
Yeah. She got the options for the end of Wall Street.
Let's make sure she got
I'm in
that.
a Patreon.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I don't even want you to worry about what that's going on right now. I'm being real with you.
Yeah.
Because that's going to only entice you to do something you don't got no business doing. If you get out, I don't even care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather you get out. I'd rather you get, and it's real talk. Yeah. I'd rather you get out until you learn what you're doing and then get back in.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're in there, you're going to be enticed to do something you have no business doing.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I would rather you save what you paying me a month in there to learn, because that's gonna be so enticing to just go back and look and see. And once, when you seeing people making money, you'll be like, nope, you're gonna be back to the, you'll be back there. So what I'd rather you do is learn. And if you wanna do anything, leave the Patreon and go get in Trappers Anonymous.
Yeah, that was my next move.
If you're gonna do anything, I would rather you leave the Patreon, go to, because you got people like that who gonna be on it.
Yeah.
From book clubs to all the other people that can help you in the community. I put 5 stocks in there a week.
Yeah.
And we talking about it every day. We do a live class every Sunday for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Where people breaking down businesses. So I'd rather you leave the Patreon, go to Trappers Anonymous, because now that course is gonna make sense to you.
Okay.
But I guarantee you, if you just take 30 minutes a day and you give us your Sunday, within the next 90 days, you'll be 100% better than what you are today.
Okay.
In 90 days.
Yeah.
Salute to you for being a single mother, a single parent. Salute to you working the 12-hour shifts, because I did that.
Yeah.
But what I was doing, I will be honest with you, if it was either me getting up a little early or going to sleep a little later, I was giving myself that hour. Yeah. I was doing it for an hour. And I got pictures in my phone of me going to sleep with the book in my chest on that mattress with my daughter on the side of me.
Yeah.
Right, so there's a million reasons why you can't do it. All you need is one reason that's greater than a million reasons why you need to do it. That's all you need. Yeah. You need one reason that's bigger than every other reason why you can't. So I know you can give me 30 minutes because you just sat in here for 3 hours. And they ain't counting the hour you probably was outside, and now we on 3 hours and 37 minutes.
Hopped off a flight. So
you feel me? Plus off the flight. So you gave me a whole day.
Yeah.
You gave me a whole day to come get the information. I know you got 30 minutes. I ain't telling you giving me 2 hours a day. I'm saying give me 30 minutes. 30 minutes a day. And on Sunday, if you can get that, what is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours on a Sunday, if you can just hop in and watch 2 people present, it's a game changer. In 90 days, I can guarantee you, you can be like, I got this shit. It's that easy. You got to change for what you want or change what you say you want. It's that simple.
Say that again.
You got to change for what you say you want or change what you say you want. I know you want it because you here.
Yeah.
I know that you wouldn't have caught the flight. You wouldn't have been a VIP before. You wouldn't have came here if you don't want something different. So I'm glad you asked both of those questions because it allowed me to help you in a way that you really needed.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Like, we're going to make sure you're taken care of today. That's good. And I promise you, I need you to get out of the Patreon right now.
Okay.
I need you to, because I don't want you to be enticed. Okay. I'd rather you go to Trappers Anonymous because we're going to help you and serve you in a better way.
Okay.
You feel me? And that's what it's about for me, serving you at a high level. I'd rather you come back to me 6 months like, Trap, I'm about to get in a Patreon. And I'm like, bet, because I have confidence. 90 days in that group with that course, 30 minutes a day, you're going to come out like new money. Okay. I guarantee you that. That's something I guarantee. Okay. Let's rock. We good? Yeah. All right. That's why we do the last 2 calls. That's why we do the last 2 calls. All right, so, man, we had a dope show. If y'all in the audience, you like the show, talk to me, man. How y'all feel? Let's go, man. So, man, this was such an amazing show. This is our first live audience for the year. We got so much going on, man. That's what I love about the energy in here. I know when you at home, you can get off the sofa, you can say, I'm going to catch the replay, and you probably don't catch the replay. But I love this. I love it so much because I know that this is truly a life-changing event. Not just being here, but the market in its totality. I love real estate. I'm trying to buy so much stuff right now. But there is nothing that builds it at such a massive time. Like, the market builds your wealth in bunches. Right? Like, I love the real estate game. Like, my sister Terica, she got me in love with it. But in my heart, the way that you build, like, when we see these people, yeah, my network went up 12 billion today. Like I had a $300,000 day and all I did was get up and turn the TV on. No lawyers, no underwriters, no lenders. Stock market is a one-man sport or a one-woman sport that we all can win, but we got to put the time in. The great ones don't become great by guessing. You won't become a multi-millionaire by accident. Your freedom is the most expensive thing that you will ever buy. And the crazy part about it is every day you got to make another down payment on it. Because the minute you don't put the down payment on it, the minute somebody going to evict you from it. It's the minute going to evict you from it. So every day you got to put in the work. Ronald Reagan said something. He said, you're always one generation away from losing everything you worked hard for. Now, I don't agree with a lot of stuff Ronald Reagan said. Reaganomics was hell. But even the dummies say some smart stuff every now and then. Man, you done fought so hard to get here. You've been fighting this battle for how long? Why get to this point and quit? Why get to this point and get comfortable? Comfort is the death of 1,000 joys. People get comfortable, and what do? It's like a frog in the boiling water. You're comfortable, you're soothing them. So I'm always pushing myself to be better. I'm always pushing myself out of my comfort zone because I never want to get this far and only get this far. People always look at wealthy people like they greedy. Oh, they greedy. Oh, they greedy. Oh, they greedy. And I always say they just working for the next generation. They don't never stop printing the money. We know greed runs the system. I ain't telling you to be greedy. What I am telling you is put yourself in a situation where you can start buying freedom from the people that come behind you. You be the person. If your family bloodline don't change with you, then you was the liability and not the asset. 100%. Exposing them to something new. I take pride in exposing my family to something new. I take pride in the fact that my family right now is waiting on me because all of them done text me like, bro, when we starting the account? Yep, let me go handle my business, y'all. I got to get that for y'all. I take pride in that. You got the vision. They don't got to have a vision. Everybody got to follow somebody. Why not you? You said that you're going to turn your family's last name into the asset. You said that you are the architect of your family's blueprint. Start being it. Start walking in it. Identify the financial blind spots in the family. But once you teach them how to identify, now it's a team of y'all and not just one, and you don't got to bear the burden by yourself. Because I can promise you, once they get accustomed to a new lifestyle, they will never want to go back. It is April, and they've been asking me about where we going in Christmas since last Christmas. Where we going this year, Trap? I don't know yet. It's December 27th. Because they got a taste for it. They see it. And once you expose them to it and once they see it, I promise you they cannot unsee it. But if nobody can identify the blind spots, then we just an accident waiting to happen. A financial accident. And how many people we done seen have those financial catastrophes? We've witnessed it. We see it all the time. We see people, the most money they're going to ever get is income taxes. But that don't have to be the case. The income taxes can be the re-up money. It can be the starter money. What happens till you get to a point where I'm at in my life, I'm just trying to figure out how not to pay so much taxes. You change the game at that point. What happens when you get to a point where you can live off the investments you make? What happens when you get to a point where the investments that you make are now the catalyst to how you free everybody? The market ain't never wrong. Our approach to it is. And our approach to it is wrong because we haven't identified those financial blind spots. And I keep driving that in because the minute we identify those, we change the game for ourselves and everybody around us. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Episode 91 is in the books, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Clap for that. Nah, bro. That's on you, dog. You ain't get your people, dog. Jose needed 300 people for us to get to 100K. You supposed to do that, dog. Nah, dog, that's you. I was supposed to give away $100 to how many people? 10 people that did that? But that ain't on you, so we ain't do it. That's your fault, not mine. Check this out, man. Listen, each and every week we'll see y'all next week, same time, same place. Make sure you download Trappin' Tuesdays on all podcast platforms. We love you, appreciate you for that. Go to the Wallstreet Trapper YouTube. We put a lot of dope content out each and every day. I'm lying, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and now Saturdays. Come on this network, on this channel. Every day Jose is putting out pieces of content on this channel and on our platforms. Make sure you join the Patreon. Also, Trappers Anonymous, and my cousin gonna kill me if I don't say this. Go get y'all merch so he got something to do. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all next week. Let's go.